Always helps to add yourself to your own stream. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. For those who celebrate, good to see you. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? I saw some people chatting before I went live. Great to see you. Cheers. Happy Friday. Hey, Kelly, what's going on? What a long week. See, I think it's flown by, especially considering Monday was Labor Day. But good to see you, Kelly, again. Monday and Tuesday. Doing it wrong. How you doing? Good to see you. New subscriber, welcome aboard for, I guess this is your first listing show. If we get to any listing, we should, though. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. Yeah, good to see you, Tracy. How are things going on up there? Tracy's been engaged in quite a process for several months at this point, right? At least 6 months, I'm thinking. Building a barn to end all barns, to do her reselling activities in. I can't wait to see all the goodness that comes out of that barn. It's put a lot of your heart and soul into this thing, so hopefully it all works out for you guys. Can't wait. We do aim to list tonight, at least for a little while. Home stretch. Hold on. I read over on YouTube. Try a year. Wow, really? It's been a full year already? You started like last fall? That's incredible. Just goes to show you it's not easy, everybody, doing work like that. And you guys have pretty much done this all by yourself, Tracy? You and Eric? I commend you thoroughly. I can barely hammer a nail on a wall, so I couldn't even imagine putting together an entire structure like that from top to bottom, from scratch. Incredible. Well, it is indeed Friday. For those who care, I have a Beatles show tomorrow in Washington, D.C. I'm leaving about 10 in the morning. So I could hang out for a while tonight. I don't know if it'll be a 4-hour extravaganza. We might have to cut it short at about 3. Might even have to cut it short about 2. It depends on how my voice is doing because I have the performance tomorrow. But like I said, I aim to get some listings up. We'll go through. I have something extremely unique. It's the oldest magazine we've ever taken apart here on the chat shows, on the listing shows. So hopefully you get a kick out of that. I'll show everybody the actual magazine once we get some more folks in. But again, greetings to all. Thank you very much for showing up. Hope you had a decent week sales-wise on eBay, on Etsy, on whatnot, on Amazon, whatever platforms of choice you guys use. I'm actually thumbing through some stuff. I picked up some things on whatnot last week, I think it was, and I received everything during the course of this week. So I'm excited to get. I might actually show everybody. I need your help with some photos I picked up. If I get some, I'm thinking CJ would be a kind of a go-to person here for this question I have. I'm thinking, I'm actually thinking that Popeye might be a good person to ask. And I'm also thinking potentially that, who else? Memphis Blazer might be of help. Just from what I've heard about them in the past, I think they might be able to help me out with this. But we'll get to that too after we start listing. How are your sales this week? I know that's always the opening question, but it's a genuine question. I'd like to know how everybody's doing. We had a pretty good week. We had a good day today, so I'm very excited about that. Good to see that, as I had hoped, post Labor Day, things would sort of normalize as far as, family activities and people being home and kids being in school. And kind of like that routine getting into place again. The summer stuff basically over. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Welcome. Very good to see you. Michelle does beautiful shows over on Whatnot. I've seen a couple. And purchased a couple, I might add, too. As a matter of fact, Michelle, I think the question, I don't know if you heard me say a few minutes ago, but I picked up some photos from you, right? The airplane, the Air Force photos. I had some questions for the group regarding those photos. Yeah, Kelly, I know I heard you say that on Friday. Slow as a slug, huh? On Tuesday, Friday. Yeah, always an ongoing process, right? With all this tweaking and stuff that we need to do. Hey, CJ, welcome. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I said, depending on how long my voice hold up, I didn't think it would be 7 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes along. Oh, thank you. It was fantastic. Yeah, I'm just trying to identify the airplanes themselves. It looks like very recent photo, relatively recent photos, maybe 80s and 90s. They're nothing old. And I'm trying to get some information. I found a U.S. Air Force tail light site, something like that. I don't know all the terminology, but basically, there's some numbers and letters on the tail of airplanes in general. And I saw it said U.S. Air Force. So I was just trying to identify the plane and maybe, get a sense of who it is and what it is. 'Cause I remember you saying during the auction that you thought it was somebody of significance, the pilot, but you couldn't put your finger on exactly who it was. So I was hoping to maybe identify at least the plane, maybe where it was taken. They're beautiful photos, and thanks. I also got the cool, this is courtesy of Michelle Trout, some buttons, which I got to learn about too. I just thought they were great things, so I wanted to help support and pick up some new items that I can have fun with. I always get a kick out of researching things. Yeah, CJ, you know anything about the Air Force? About identifying planes? We'll probably get into that later on, like I said. And now that Michelle's here, maybe Michelle can help. Oh, you're into the buttons, Tracy? This is my first ever bag of buttons. They look nice. I can't read anything without putting my glasses on, but they're all, really nice looking. I don't think they're 100 years old or anything like that, but they still look very nice. All right, we're going to have to put let's pump up Michelle's program here because I really enjoyed it. We have LA, what the heck does this say? LAR. I have no idea what this says. I can't even read with glasses on. I just wanted to let you guys know what it was. It looks like it's all the same thing. Anyway, I'm excited. We'll do some research on these at another point. I don't want to bore everybody. Nothing but use Google Lens. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I was hoping, like I said, maybe with the information that's on the tail of the photos. Yeah, that's what you had mentioned, right? Somebody like an astronaut. Oh, that's okay. I'll find out. I hope I find out, especially with the power of YouTube and asking people. I'm sure collectively we'll figure it out, or at least get a sense of time and all that good stuff. They said he was up there for the inaugural flight of whatever plane it was. The owner was high up in a Bell helicopter. Oh, cool. Bell helicopter. Very, very cool. Yeah, we will check that out. Well, let me start off. I just want to show you the magazine we're working with tonight because it's one of the older ones you'll see, at least that I've come across. The oldest ones I have, and I actually was tempted to pull it out tonight, but I didn't because it was a little bit, it was slightly in tatters, to be quite frank. And the pages that I found that were workable were few and far between. I'm still going to keep it, and I'll still be able to pull out some really small ads, but unfortunately, a lot of it is kind of deteriorating at this point. But this is today's magazine, Ladies' Home Journal, which we've certainly worked with before. But look at that, everybody. 1904. Really in great shape. I mean, I already did a little bit of an autopsy on it, as you see, but prior to about an hour ago, this was still whole. I know some of you might be closing your eyes now about all that, but again, I think it's a form of preservation when you take these ads out and you give them a new life for somebody. But chock full, tons of stuff. We're also going to go through, I did a little bit of a different format for tonight. I did my scans as usual, but I think there's only one full page advertisement in this magazine that I took out. We'll check that out first. Everything is black and white, which you might suspect for 1904. But there's a series of ads that are more like this size, like the quarter page. And this is a very, 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 very big magazine. I think it's 16 inches long. Yeah, 16 inches long by almost a foot wide, 12 inches wide. And then each one of these, you figure, is about, looks like they're 8x6. These little ones are 8x6. And what I did is I scanned this whole sheet. This is actually some of the ads. I put them in a folder already. See? LHJ4, Ladies Home Journal 4. For those of you who have watched my video series, I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. But so you figure that one page has 4 ads. And what I did is I just scanned the whole thing. And then I figured we'll go through We'll pull up a scan, and you guys can tell me which one you want to list, and then we can just use the miracle of photo editing tools. We'll take that one scan, we'll trim it up, and get the 4 individual ads from one page. It's saved, so it's a lot less, work on the front end as far as scanning and whatnot. Work smarter, they say. You're stealing that term. Yeah, a magazine autopsy. I've been chastised for doing what I do sometimes by some folks who can't bear the thought of, seeing these books ripped apart. But again, that thing is 100 and how many years old? 115, more than 115 years old at this point. It's been sitting in its current state for 115 years. I'm sure it was read back then at some point. And it's been sitting. We picked, this was part of a huge collection we picked up at an estate sale probably about a year ago now, maybe a little longer. I think it was spring before last spring. It's like a year and a half ago. And we got them all for virtually nothing. I joked about the fact that people were literally walking over these things to go to other things. And we just bided our time, my wife and I, and nonchalantly walked over and said, hey, how much you want for that whole pile? We'll get rid of that. Yeah, this is junk. We want it out of the way. People want to go get their jewelry or whatever they were looking for in the estate sale. So we gleefully sucked them all up. Hey, Bartomania, welcome. I saw your, it looks like you have a series of videos going up about a cruise you recently attended. I'm excited. My wife and I are going in February for a cruise. It's her second cruise. It's my first cruise. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled all over the place, but I've never been on a cruise. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going in February. But I saw Bartomania had some videos about that. Cameron, what's going on? Good evening. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Great to see you, man. You too. But if it turns $2,250, yeah, exactly. There's no harm in it. And I genuinely mean this. It breathes new life into certain pieces of this magazine. People that might have been waiting their whole life to see a 1904 advertisement for whatever we go into today, and have been searching high and low and unable to find it. And maybe it'll be purchased by somebody and framed or displayed, however, and cherished. So it'll last a lot longer than sitting in a pile and either just rotting over time, as paper has a tendency to do, or being thrown out unceremoniously. So much like an autopsy, it's done with love and care. It's carefully done. It's not just, I don't just physically rip it apart. I'm very methodical about the way I dissect these things. Better saved for their pieces than burnt in a bonfire. Exactly, doing it wrong. He's paraphrasing me perfectly. Great analogy. Seriously, that's the thing, right? You're rescuing, in a lot of cases, you're rescuing these old pieces of paper. Viewership time hack for YouTube. Oh, yeah, cool. You getting some good results, I hope? People watching? Ah, very cool. Where you going, Michelle? If you care to reveal. I know Ms. Michelle is down in Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Oh, chowing down water tonight. Like dying of thirst for some reason. Let us know where you're going, Michelle. Hope you have a good time. How long will you be gone? What do you plan on doing with your reselling business while you're gone? I want all the details. Here we go. You had a Braniff Air piece. The Braniff Museum wanted bed. Tried to guilt me into giving it to them. All about preserve. Yeah, preservation, right. We're preserving them. I'm told I'm pretty sure whoever buys it for my price was going to preserve. Without question. Right. They're not going to buy it and throw it in a bonfire, Beautiful. Hey, Jody, welcome. I'm so sorry about the news about your pet. I know how hard that could be. Hope you're doing okay, you and your family. But great to see you. I'm glad you're here. Happy Friday. You want a free cruise and hitting Cabo in December. That's awesome. Congratulations. I can't wait for this first one. Anna Maria Island, Santa Tampa. Sure, I've been. Beautiful place. My wife loves that place. Yep, a free cruise is always a good thing. As one does prior to going on their first cruise, even though we still have 5 months until we go. It's at the end of February. Me being the novice, once I found out, the name of the ship and the cruise line and all that, of course, the beauty of YouTube is you could just throw those particulars in and bam, you can see the whole ship inside and out. And so I'm really fired up. It's like the bulk of the trip, the bulk of the vacation itself for me anyway is going to be the boat. I mean, that's the vacation, is being on the ship. The ports I don't really care much about, it's just islands, and I'm not a huge island. I mean, they're nice, they're pretty, but they're kind of all the same. Hawaii, I went to Hawaii, which kind of jaded me. I thought that was so beautiful that some of these other places are sort of pale. But again, it should be nice at the end of February to go to any island, tropical place will be kind of nice after winter, right? But again, for me, the ship is going to be the fun, the entertainment, the food. So I am pumped. 5 months. And it's not a Disney cruise, which I always thought our first cruise would be a Disney cruise, but it's literally half the price of a comparable Disney cruise. You're very welcome. Great to see you. Oh, get out of here. Did you really? Good. I'm glad I had fun. I'm glad I contributed to your fun. Have a great time. But it's a one-hand wash is the other thing, because you've helped me by supplying me with some cool stuff that I could resell and learn from, which I really like. The food, yeah, pool entertainment, exactly. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're really pumped up. Thank you. You'll hear much more about it as we get closer, trust me. And you'll probably have a 10-part video series a la Bartamania in early March. Look for that coming in March. Highly edited, but definitely some video footage. They are, I know. And we bought, I don't want to bore everybody with all these details, but we got some kind of really cool package. It's basically, you hear people say all inclusive. It is all inclusive. It includes drinks. It includes tips. I don't know. It was one of the better ones. It was recommended to us. So we figured we'd rather just splurge for that. And it was still a great price. Maybe because the season, I'm not sure. It's a good time because it's after Christmas, New Year's and stuff, but it's before, I was going to say spring training. It is before spring training. It's before spring break. So we're kind of in that in-between period, and I believe it's a fairly good time of year to go as far as cost, which is pretty cool, especially for the first one. I don't want to go for my lungs and then be disappointed. Hey, Mark, what's going on? SM Postcards, welcome. I know I told everybody on Tuesday. What did I sell? 7 postcards I had sold over the weekend. Since then, I've sold 1. At least they're selling. That's kind of cool. Hey, Tommy, what's up? The cruise lines are so drastically different. Yeah. That's what I've heard. We're on Princess. I believe it's Princess. So I'm kind of pumped. My first one, we're going out of Fort Lauderdale. So we just have to fly down to Fort Lauderdale, which is like a 2-hour flight for me. It's not a big deal. And we're going to fly in the night before because I don't remember the exact time of the sailing, but it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. So we don't want to take a chance on a plane being late, and then you miss the ship. That would be bad. Oh, do you really? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I enjoy that stuff too. We're big travel buffs, my wife and I, and I get to travel a lot with the band, so it's something I dig. You have a truck for me? You have a truck for me. Do you mean trick? Yeah, there it is. Cool. Yeah, I will. Like I said, Princess, hang on. If anyone wants to join us, it was really a great bargain, honestly. I'll get you the exact details if you'd like. If we could all sail together, come join us. Cruise. Do a little search on the old email. Do. Here we go. Booking details. Sorry. We are on. It's Princess is the line. The Regal Princess is the ship. For those who care. Out of Fort Lauderdale. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words tonight. February 26th, we sail. And it's a week. And then we get back on Sunday the 5th. So the end of February, early March. Princess on the lovely Regal Princess. Which, again, I've done, a fairly deep dive into on YouTube and kind of taking a look at all the amenities and the restaurants. We sort of have, we have all the dining paid for and all too, which is pretty cool. I'm sure it's probably common. I'm making it like it's a big deal. It's probably, well, that's what every cruise is like, you idiot. But we got whatever the premium or platinum or something like that. What does it say? I can tell you right now. We got the... We don't have what do they call it? We have it's not an in-facing cabin or whatever. It's out on the water, which is of course what you want. We have like our own little veranda, whatever it is. I'm trying to think of what the package is called. But anyway, it includes we get a $75 onboard credit, beverage package, select alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, prepaid gratuities, wireless internet included. So that's kind of cool. I'm pumped. You did Royal Caribbean most recently. It was beyond. Oh, no way. Hope you aren't on my ship. If you are, please tell me all about it. Yeah, me neither, Tracy, which is shocking, really, with all the years and all the places I've gone. I've never been on a ship. You give Tommy a cruise if he restarts the show. Yeah. Never been on a Princess. Can't wait to hear your take. Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll get a full review. Like I said, I probably will do video. How do I not do videos, right? That's what I do nowadays. You're excited for a big-ish buy possibly tonight with 7 to 8 albums of photos and postcards from the late 1800s to 1980s. Wow, that's quite a span. Phenomenal. Is it real life? Are you going someplace to pick it up, or is it something you got online? Let us know, Cameron. Marty, I was in an antique store today. Boxes and boxes of bag and border print ads of all kinds of magazines. Price of $6 each. Oh yeah, I bet. I mean, I don't know if you're interested in getting. That's a lot. Very, very steep to me, but theoretically, you could probably double on each one at least. And the fact that they're all bag and border takes a lot of the work out of the way. It's up to you. I would never spend that much, but it is. I've seen them a lot like that in antique stores too, in antique malls. You want to go on a rock cruise one day. You have friends who go every time they want. I'm not even sure what a rock cruise is. You mean music? Like a music cruise? Rock music? I'm not sure what a rock cruise is. Getting there. You're about ready, and Tracy should be breaking ground any day on the new and improved Waco compound relocated to Bastrop. Don't know what Bastrop is. Cameron, good luck. Yeah, me too. Let us know, Cameron. You do make the yes, absolutely. I'm a big fan of the series things because guess what? That makes people want to come back for part 2 and part 3. You know, I wouldn't just make a series for the sake of making a series. That's foolish. But if it warrants it, like let's say a 7-day cruise, you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about. You could put some of that free YouTube music and show sunsets, you know, doop 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 and all that kind of stuff. People like that. Probably get more views on that than anything I ever do. Royal Caribbean, if you were outside the main dining room, even at a Johnny Rockets or something, it was extra. Oh, that's not cool at all. They didn't offer all include. Yeah, that would be a huge disappointment. Was the price comparable to like some? I mean, I don't know if you've done several cruises, but is it like? Would you pay the same amount of money essentially on my cruise and get those amenities that you wound up paying on Royal Caribbean? I don't know if I'm making sense. In other words, do you think you saved money, but you still wound up paying a fortune in the end? I definitely would rather go all inclusive and just kind of kick back on the boat and hang out. You know, they had a couple of restaurants that are an upcharge, but it was like $20 or something if you really want to go to something else. It looked like they had more than enough, you know, free options to have a lot of fun. Yeah, keep working on the scanner. There you go. Guten Tag, Artie Mike. How you doing? Gutem. Definitely using that scanner almost daily. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Heck no. I love Tracy to death. It would take a lot to come between us. She does have a bad rash, though, if I catch it. Yeah, that would be a deal breaker. Good old Craigslist. Ooh, proceed with caution, but good luck. Would it be potentially during the time frame of this broadcast, Cameron? Why don't you take us out on the road? I'll give you a link. That would actually be fun. If you have a camera, if you're going in the next like 2 to 3 hours, let me know if you're interested. You can we could do a live Craigslist pickup. I'll give you a link to coming in on the show. Because it's still afternoon out there where you are. I was not by any of them. Texas rash trash don't mix with Texas. Yes, tons of rock bands. Oh, okay, cool. There was a Kiss cruise, I know, some time ago. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That would be kind of cool. You know, assuming you like the music or the band. There was a Van Halen cruise, I think, too. Yeah, that's very cool. I like it. Royal Caribbean was expensive at the time. I'm a big fan of paying whatever they want for all inclusive. Yeah, exactly. That was our thought process too. An eye appointment an hour and going after that. Well, seriously, if it's 6:30 here. If it's like within the next, so 7:30 is your eye appointment. Let's just say if you're done by 8, we'll see. Right back after your eye appointment, and if we're still on, if you'd like to, I'd be happy to. I'll give you a link and we could have a live field report, courtesy of Cameron, out there in the West Coast. That would be fun. Still, Massachusetts have a truck full of postcards. Yes. Travis everywhere, but the main dining room and a cafe. And I'm sure you know this if you're on the boat for any period of time, those charges add up really quick, right? You probably wind up paying the same amount that you paid to get on the boat in food and junk. That's terrible. I think Mark is always busy. Did I have anything else to show everybody before we begin the festivities? I thought I had something else, but I don't think I do. But just to review this concept with everybody, because it's new for the show, but here's an example, right? It's not an example. This is the actual, here's 4 ads that we're going to be working on tonight, right? The original paper. You see there's even smaller ones on the back. Try to put this in front of, and all of these individual little ads, depending on what they are, could sell individually. Like there's a Macy's catalog, RH Macy's. That's actually pretty cool. A Macy's catalog, circa 1904. This little guy who measures what? Let's see. It's not easy to do, trying to watch my camera. What is it? We'll call it 6 inches, 5 inches by 2.5. But a Macy's catalog that old is something really cool. So what I'm going to do is, to save time, is I just scan this whole thing as one sheet, and then I have it saved in I always scan right into my computer. I save it, and then when we go to list, let's say we're going to list this one, I'll just go into a photo editor and trim it so that only this part shows. Save that as its own individual thing. So this way, I'm not cutting it up first, then doing 4 scans. It's one scan, and then when they sell. If this one sells in a week, let's hope, then I'll just go in and cut it up, But there's a few of those today. I think I have 2 or 3 pages that are just like this with like 4 ads. So that's 12 right there. And then I have the one big full pager. Cameron, estimate 8,000 to 9,000 so far. Wow. Congrats, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just going to say how much longer. 3 days to go. Okay. You've listed 4 things so far on my show, and I've listed nothing. Thank you. That's all right. We're having fun. We're talking shop. We're talking cruises. Travel and fun stuff always takes precedent. All right. Anybody want to check out some of these ads? We can get into it. I can close out my little cruise itinerary. And let's do a little screen share action, which I prepped prior to the show, being the professional I am. Bam. All right. So here we go. 1904 Ladies Home Journal. I just started with that, 1904. Again, we've discussed this 100 times, but anything, we're in 2022. So anything 1922 and prior, we're going to count as an antique, because it gets that 100-year point. 1904 would definitely qualify now as an antique print ad. I don't know if that really makes that much of a difference when it comes to search terms. I don't know how many people search antique, but I think it's kind of cool to differentiate the older stuff. So I'm going to go with it. We talked about that on a show probably a few months ago now. And I did bring in the first advertisement, which is the only full pager tonight. So check it out. I have not read this yet. I'm going to read it kind of with everybody because it clearly looks like a George Washington-esque period guy. So I don't know if it's Halloween. It is October of 04, so maybe that's a Halloween costume because he's dressed about 130 years earlier than his time frame. But we'll check it out. It's for Nabisco Sugar Wafers. You can see in the box, she's got a little Nabisco there. But full page, huge ad, 16 inches long by about 11 and change wide. Really cool. Super old. Jody chiming in with a cruise sounds wonderful. Yeah, it sure does. Have you ever been on one, Jody? Again, my first one. So I'm kind of pumped. My wife went on one years ago with some girlfriends when she was kind of kid, but, in her 30s or early 30s. And she raved about it. So we're pumped to be going on one together finally. Hey, Kim. Yeah, I see the little Valentine up there, but this is October. So why would they be doing a Valentine's thing? All right, I'm going to open this up a little bit bigger, and then I'll show everybody so we could read the text, and maybe that'll give us a little clue into exactly what is going on. All righty, so let's do that. I have to take that screen down, and then we will pull up the new one. We'll get a nice zoom on this advertisement by itself. All right, and there she is. All right. There's all kinds of like poetic stuff at the top. The box is indeed Nabisco. She's holding like a plume or a feather with a heart on it, or a Valentine, as Kim pointed out. Guys, on bended knee. And then it says Nabisco sugar wafers, enthralling in their subtle flavor. They tempt beyond resistance those who love life's sweetest joys. The flavors are lemon, orange, chocolate, vanilla, and mint. Another confection of the National Biscuit Company, like an almond in appearance and flavor, with a shell that dissolves on your tongue and surprises you with delicious kernel of cream. Festino. I'm not sure what Festino means, if that's a brand. But I don't see anything about... Does anybody see? Anything that says it's like a Halloween party? Is it supposed to be an old picture? Because the girl looks like that's 1904, but the guy looks like he's George Washington. You know what I mean? Now you must tell me. Can you guys read the little poetic thing up at the top left so I don't have to recite it all? It looks like a Shakespearean, I don't know, excerpt from Shakespeare or something. I don't really get what's going on. I kind of side with Kim as far as a Valentine's-esque thing, but why would a Valentine's ad be in a magazine from October? Yeah, the guy's sporting a nice pair of shoes. Look at that. Sharp. Looks more like lady shoes than guy shoes. Got junk in our trunk. Hey, welcome aboard. Thank you very much for showing up. Sorry, I'll catch up with the chat in just a second. I'm trying to show everybody the photos, but great to have you. Thank you very much for coming in. Welcome aboard. This is a live listing show where we usually do print ads, and we kind of go into details like this. So we take a look at the ads together, and we look for little gems that might be hard to find, like artwork, like if a person signed a piece or things like that. This one is a mystery to me only because I don't understand why it's a Valentine's type thing in October. My first thought was the guy was probably dressing up for Halloween in a colonial period outfit. But as Kim correctly pointed out, looks like the lady is holding a Valentine, and the text up top, which I'll scroll up to again, kind of screams Valentine's, more of a Valentine's vibe than Halloween for sure. Not really getting it. So we know what you guys think, and we will read this at your leisure, everybody. Mom Knows Treasures. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Friday. A lot of antique themes pulled from colonial themes. Yeah, perhaps. I think it's very interesting. All right, so let's go back and share the main listing screen, which we will do right now. Bam. All right. Well, let's fill in the stuff we know. We know it's for Nabisco. And we know it's a wafer? What did it say? Sugar wafer. Don't need to capitalize sugar, I don't think. Let's check out what eBay suggests we throw this in. Cookies, crackers, and pretzels sounds good to me. Throw it in there. And then again, for those of you who might be new to the program, hey Jeff, welcome aboard. Good evening. I have some store categories set up, and for everything really, but especially with the print ads, I have two in the print ads. The first one represents the type of ad it is. Like in this instance, it's a food advertisement, right? And then the second one, and this is just kind of really for myself for cataloging, and also if somebody visits the eBay store, they can select if they're really into, ads from which we've talked about a trillion times, World War II stuff. They can go right to like the 40s ads if they want. In this case, we're in 1900s because it's 1904. And then down below, we have set up the details for this guy, which is taken from October 1904 Ladies Home Journal. And then I put the measurements in for the page, which we will need to. This is the only one that's going to be that full 16 by 11. The rest of them are like, what do we say, 8 by 5, I think, something like that. But I'll take care of that when we get to those. All right, so that's the gist of the listing stuff. We have it in a category. Let me fill out some of these silly specifics. I wish they had one that said black and white, but they don't, so I fill it in. Because the ad is indeed a black and white advertisement. Having trouble typing because my microphone stand is right in the way of my keyboard. How about I move that? This is an original, as they all are. Brand is Nabisco. Who knew Nabisco was around in 1904, Print ad. That's something that always amazes me as we do these listing shows and when I'm listing on my own is how old some of these branding, companies and stuff that you know of. You don't realize how far back they go. The theme in this case would be bakery and baking, sure. Organization we don't need. That was from my prior listing. It's not signed. That's irrelevant. And the year is 1904. All right, so the specifics are filled out. Let's go back and try to figure out exactly what the heck is going on. What does Festino mean? Is Festino the name of the... Is that another name for the wafers? I'm just going to put in a search Nabisco. And then I'm going to put Festino. Anybody knows? Feel free. Well, somebody has an ad for 1924. Haha, we laugh at that. Harlequin Festino dessert wafers. What a terrible image. I don't want to shoot somebody down, but man, this look awful. This is why we take the time to scan our ads, guys. This is one of those classic on the floor, crooked, a mile in the sky, no background. Awful. No offense. Hey, Swan Picker, what's going on? Dawn is not on yet. Dawn is not woken up yet, but I'll let you know when she does. It's far too early for omnipresent Dawn. Your Winter Crow is still, still MIA.
Does anybody else want to be my friend?
No, nobody else is going to be a friend. Nobody wants to be my wife's friend, right? No. Here we go. Festino is a type of feast. You don't say. Kind of sound right, sure. Festino sounds like Italian for little feast, actually. How you doing, Swan Picker? Good to see you. All right, so yeah, exactly. Once she awakens, I just said it sounds like an Italian word. I don't know if it is indeed. I mean, I did take Italian for like 9 years in school. And I'm half Italian, and a lot of people in my neighborhood spoke Italian when I was a kid, but do I remember any of it? Not really. Just slang. But anyway, Festino sounds like anything with Eno is like little. So it sounds like Pinocchio. Festino sounds like little feast, a little festival. It is an Italian word. Cool. It is? All right, good. Thank you. So does it mean like little feast or something? Little festival cookies, little festival crackers. Maybe that's what they're going for. We'll throw it in there. Why not? Festino. We definitely want to kind of highlight their choice of dress. Unbended knee is actually a good term. Unbended knee. Good keyword term. But he is clearly trying to woo her. I think it's interesting. Anybody have any idea what the significance of this crazy feather / plume with a heart at the end represents? Like, is he begging her or is he begging for the little festino? On bended knee. Yeah, exactly. I might just use that. Like I said, I'd like to allude to the clothing a little bit. That hat is very 1904. Is it Victorian? She died in 1903, though, right? 1901, excuse me. So it's actually Edwardian, if we were going to be technical about it. Where's my candy? We mentioned on this show. It's not an official sponsor of the program yet, but if I keep eating them, they might become. Where the heck did I put my candy? The only candy that's acceptable in my world is apparently not with me, and I thought it was. Hold on. What's my favorite candy, everybody? More importantly, where did I put it? Oh, man. Well, anyway, if I find it later, I'll show you. But Good and Plenty. Good and Plenty is the official candy of the Jiminy Flip It program. And I can't find it. I thought I had it placed right next to me. Apparently, I couldn't be more wrong. Oh, well. All right. Unbended knee is in there. Anybody have any other cool little words that we might be able to use? It is Italian. Very good. Correct, like a little feast in your mouth. Okay, cool, sure. Because it says something like a little cream at the end or whatever it said, right? So that kind of makes sense. Yeah, Swamp Pickle. We talked about that. If anybody knows what those shoes are called, is there any good and nasty? They look like fancy colonials. However, I've never met one in person. Yeah, they're kind of dying off these. There's not a lot of people that remember the Revolution, you know. But yeah, the shoes definitely stand out. Right, very fancy looking shoes. She has some very dainty looking shoes, which I wish we had some of our usual fashionistas here tonight, who have missed several shows now. Although Annie definitely made amends last week, or Tuesday night, I should say. But Annie would be one to probably identify this clothing. Like that hat is probably called something, you know? I think maybe just colonial what? Colonial dress, maybe? Something as simple as that? What is this?
Will you be my friend?
Thank you. What is this?
It's an oatmeal cookie
Ooh.
from Lancaster, like the Lancaster bakery.
Thank you.
It's not mine.
No, I know. Oatmeal cookie, everybody.
Not Raylene's.
Not Raylene's, but it'll have to do for tonight. Thank you very much, honey. Look like fancy colonial. See camera.
This is a Raylene's cookie.
Yeah.
See?
No, you can't because it's a green screen. It's a green screen.
You really can't.
No, it's a green screen, honey.
That's
so green
ridiculous.
gets taken out. She puts up an example of a cookie, and of course it's green. This looks like a chewy, delicious oatmeal cookie.
What about this one? You see that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's JJ from Cocoa Melon.
That's JJ from Cocoa Melon on a cookie. Going to a customer who's supposed to pick it up at 7 o'clock. It is 7:15.
They're not coming. They're coming tomorrow. So I raced and did all this for absolutely nothing.
Oh my God. These are things that happen in the baking business, people. All right. I think we're going to go with that title. Everybody take a last look before we commence and list this guy, but it's pretty cool. We used all the characters, as you say. It's really unique, to me at least, that, you know, the whole Valentine thing, even though they make no, other than the heart up there really is no mention of Valentine's Day whatsoever. But it just doesn't make sense in October to be talking Valentine's Day at all.
Don't that much.
All right, we're going to list this one, and then we're going to move on to the, let's put a price in there. go $19.99 because of the age. Plus, I'm running a sale this weekend, so. Custom weight, 7 ounces. by 13 by 1. All things I just know from doing these day and night for the last several years. All right, we're going to list this one. Thanks for your help, everybody, with the Festino. Yep, they did. Right there, you see? Kim, Nabisco sugar wafer. We made it sugar wafer so we could fit in the rest of the keywords. Yep, you can rest at ease now, Kim. All right, create similar. So like I said, that's it for the full pages for tonight. The rest are going to be these little quarter-page ads or even smaller, I think, in some instances. I'm just loving the age of this one. 1904 is a long time, you know? All right. So what I figured we would do for the remaining, those clusters of like 4, I think I have another one, like I said, with smaller ads, but for the cluster of 4 kind of stuff, I'll pull up the whole page and we'll take a look, and then you guys can let me know which one you think we should list first from the collection. Thank you very much, Kim. Thank you. Yeah, what is we should all bug anybody know Dawn on Instagram or anything? Wake her up. We miss her omnipresence. All right, let's take a look. I'll bring up one of those full sheets. Sorry, Mom always said don't talk with your mouth full. So I won't. We'll go with this one. Oh, of course, it's too big. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm going to edit this photo down a little bit in size. These are huge, huge sheets. We'll just take a moment. Sorry, everybody. But if it's too big for eBay, we're not going to have any luck listing it, that's for sure. Which one did I pick? I picked this one. Might as well do the other one in anticipation of the same message, so we don't have to be delayed again. All right, cool. There we go. Let's see if this works now. Okay. So there we go. There's the 4 different ads. Take a look if you would. Let me know which one calls to you. Got a nice little combination of stuff. You got at the bottom right, the legendary cream of wheat. That's kind of cool. Well-known brand. At the top left, you got Swift's premium ham and bacon with that little girl apparently doing some grilling over a fire. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a camping or something. You have a product at the bottom left known as Cotiline, which I am not familiar with whatsoever, but apparently it is, what is it? It's some sort of shortening. And at the top right, you have what looks like a very, I don't know, it's a weird image of a little girl. It says a word to mothers, and it's for Reuben's infant shirts. But the girl looks like she's about 4, so I'm not really sure how you classify an infant in 1904. So let me know what everybody thinks. I see Kim is up for the cream of wheat or Swift's. I tend to agree because those are obviously 2 well-known brands, whereas those other 2 I have never heard of. Doesn't mean that they're not cool. And in fact, as I mentioned on my Whatnot show last night, in some instances, these rarer brands and stuff that probably don't exist anymore are more sought after, let's say, than the more common stuff because of their scarcity. And it gets back to good old supply and demand, right? If there's not a lot of Cotiline ads out there and people looking for them, you have a higher chance of selling it as opposed to maybe a Coca-Cola ad, which there are 10 trillion of up. All right. Let's do cream of wheat then. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to take the image, right? I'm just going to, thusly, this is really high-end technology. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to crop it. I'm going to save it. And bam, just like that, with one scan, we have a cool cream of wheat ad up there. See that? Tricks of the trade. Feel free to use it. It's a good idea. It's one scan instead of 4 scans. And it looks just as good, again, because of this killer scanner, which Cameron's trying to purchase himself. It gives you that really high resolution because it's so big, so that you can cut this ad down. Look at how good that looks. It still comes up beautifully. And that's only a quarter of the scan. Nice, good resolution, nice and clear. Yeah, got junk in a trunk. I understand totally that you'd probably start with the scarcer stuff. We'll go to that one next, okay? It doesn't really matter what order we go in, but the point is those harder to find brands and stuff could potentially give you some more money, as well as your chances of selling it might go up because, again, it's not the kind of thing you're going to see every day. So let us go with, what do we have here? We have cream of wheat. We're all familiar with this product. Delicious, wholesome breakfast food. Don't you know it? They have their own category, cream of wheat. So that's where we're going to put it. And obviously my internal store categories are up to me, but it makes sense. We're still in food, so I don't have to change anything there. And then we'll just go down really quick. We'll fill out these. You can see brand is populated, cream of wheat. It's original. It's a black and white advertisement. When they're color ads, which usually we have a bunch of them, but again, given the age of this one, they're all black and white. I would put multicolor if it's a color ad. But tonight, they're all going to be black and white. Type of advertising is a print ad. This is from 1904. It's not been modified. From the United States of America. The theme is cereal. Absolutely. Now, let us fix these dimensions, because won't you know, somebody's going to get, and I would be upset too. If I thought it was 16 by 11 and I got an 8 by 5, I'd be upset. So let's be accurate and do 8 by 5. All right. Very good. So let's take a look at the image, see what's going on, see what kind of cool keywords we can pull from it. A classic scene of bobbing for apples. Now, here's October, right? Bobbing for apples. It's also cool. I know the postcard people would recognize this. You see the Halloween with the little, after the H-A-L-L-O-W, there's a little apostrophe or whatever we call that, and then E-N, because it's really Hallows Eve. I think that's pretty cool. You'll see that on old postcards, too, from this period. That's how they spelled Halloween. I guess we've dropped that extra Landshaw pick of what's going on. Good evening here on the East Coast. It's almost 7 p.m. Good afternoon if you're out west or other parts of our great nation or planet. I'm a big fan of the planet, too. So you'll see a lot of other, Don Auction Professor often has people from Australia come in, and they're always writing good morning when it's 8 o'clock at night, which is kind of funny. My joke with Australia, where it's always tomorrow. That's my little Australia, ... where it's always tomorrow. So it's kind of cool. You got the bobbing for apples thing. You got the odd spelling of Halloween. Now, we're in the beginning of September, so guess what's popular right now? Wouldn't you guess it? Halloween. Going in. Going in pronto. We're going to go bobbing for apples. Some of these things write themselves, everyone. You see this? And it says, after the fun of Halloween, send the children to bed with the promise of cream of wheat for breakfast. There's sunshine in every bowl. A dainty breakfast, a delicious dessert. So you can choose what you'd like to, make it a dessert or a breakfast product. What do you guys think? Any other cool words you want to put in? It's obviously kids playing. We could put kids. That's his name, Rastus. Very good. Yeah, he's of course, the legendary chef that's all over cream of wheat products. I never knew his name was Rastus, though. That's pretty cool. So got junk in our trunk, comes into show number 1, making an impression immediately. Very impressed. Thank you very much. Shall we use this, or is this suddenly a frowned upon term or frowned upon individual like, whatchamacallit, Aunt Jemima? Boys in a sailor outfit. Yep, very good. Yep. And the girls are just in cute little regular dresses, I guess. I am digging this whole Rastus, excuse me, thing. Let's look up. I'm going to look him up for fun. Rastus. And he's from Cream of Wheat. I'm going to blindly believe you that that's a true statement. Yes. Very good. He first appeared in 1893, which is only, 11 years before this one. Whose image remained on Cream of Wheat trademark until the 1920s, when he was replaced by a photograph of Frank L. White, a Chicago chef, in a chef's hat and jacket. You're right. So this is Rastus, who was only there for 27 years. I mean, only, but 27 years. And Frank L. White's been there since the 20s. So I'm digging the Rastus. I never knew that name. Be right back. Need to do some outside work. No problem, Song Picker. Take your time. We'll be here. We'll leave the light on for you. Like that hotel commercial. Should I put Rastus? Who wants to search for me on eBay? Otherwise, I'll do it. Rastus. I want to make sure he's not some kind of banned character now or something. Rastus collectible advertising. Rastus Cream of Wheat with Uncle Sam. That's a cool ad. Nope, there were definitely some ads with Rastus. Good. He's just a chef. Wow, somebody has a 1916 ad. Again, always remember, this is just a listing. It's not what it's going to get. But $150. Then they got a framed Frank L. White for $65. So this is potentially we have a valuable ad here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if any sold. That's always my first thing. I don't know why I'm falling into the trap of saying, oh, wow, look what they go for. They don't go for that. That's what people listed them for. Have any sold? Well, yes, one ad sold for $50. Another one sold for $45. And then there's some character, like almost like little dolls. Yeah, cloth doll sold for $75. That's kind of cool. Uncle Rastus. Uncle Rastus. It's not Frank L. White, though, Guttrunk. This is Rastus. Because it's 1904. Frank L. White is from the 20s on, it says. Exactly. Great point, Kim. Timing is everything. Halloween, that's what we opened up this segment with, or this ad with. Was, what do you know? It's Halloween. That's why Halloween is my first keyword after print ad. Should I put Uncle Rastus? Does anybody? Oh, I see somebody has a Wikipedia. Hold on. Where the heck is my stream? Here we go. All right. Swamp Pick will be right back. Again, welcome, Landshaw Picker. Good to have you. Could use. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use because it is Rastus. Rastus is a pejorative term traditionally sold. Oh, really? Well, then let's remove Rastus, shall we? Oh, that's what. See, when you follow the chat, it makes more sense. You're saying put Frank L. White. Maybe I'll put neither. Maybe I'll err on the side of caution and just let the rest of the story or the rest of the image tell the story. But you're right. It's going up for big bucks. That's a guarantee. 1904. All these other ones that you see up there, I don't think anybody has one that old. They're all from like the 20s, and which is 20 years later. Significant difference. Yeah, what the heck? And if this sells, everybody, we're all gonna have a party. Chef, look at Kim. I like it. Chef, not Chef Boyardee. To me, that's offensive because it's disgusting food. But Bob and Grapple's Chef. We still got 9 characters to play with. What do we have? Oh, I do like the sailor suit. Of course, I'm going to be short though. Children. Children gets it done. I mean, as if we need to mention the fact that these are kids bobbing for apples, but look at that, 0 characters again. Always love to get all the way up. Now, with this said about the whole considered offensive stuff, there's still a bunch of listings. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just stating a fact. There's still a bunch of things on eBay, and 7 Rastus things have sold in the last 30 days. A little more than 30 days, since July 17th, so the last month and a half or so. Pretty cool, right? Let's avoid any sort of potential controversy with that stuff, and let's just get the thing listed. I care about this. I care about the cream of wheat and the bobbing for apples and the Halloween tie-in. That's what I care about, and hopefully that's what other people will see. I'm pricing this thing with for our lungs. Why not? I dig that whole philosophy, and I'm not the first one to bring this up, but it definitely is true. You put it up high like this, you have room to play with. You know, if somebody makes an offer of $30 or something, it sounds like they're getting this tremendous deal. And all of us, you know, don't tell anybody, but we all know how inexpensive these ads are when you're individually picking them out. I'm talking like a nickel or less probably that I have into them. So needless to say, if somebody makes a $30 offer, I would do backflips. But don't tell anybody. And if somebody comes through and really loves this stuff and wants to pay the $50, then God bless them too. And then again, you have wiggle room if you do want to do a markdown or send out offers, all that good stuff. So I like to have a little wiggle room. Don't, you know, again, it sounds like common sense, but for anybody that might be relatively new to eBay in general or reselling in general, don't put what you want to get as your price, because you're going to be disappointed more often than not, and then you're not going to have any room to play with, and you don't want to give this stuff away. We're not in the business of giving away things. All right, this one's pretty tremendous. I love them. Two listings so far, and we used every character. I mean, you can't beat that. All right, let's release this one to the hounds. Bam. Thanks for your help, everybody. Doing It Wrong says, let me pull up some. I went with Audie Mike. Yeah, we're going $49.99. I love the chef thing. Thank you, Kim. Minneapolis, is that where he's from? There you go. Could put Black Americana, but that's the right, exactly. And like I said, let's avoid all potential issues and just play it safe. Chef is pretty cool, because indeed that's what he is, right? Wow, you know what's interesting? On my, does anybody else use StreamYard? I'm seeing for the first time there's a different icon on StreamYard, and it kind of has a Wi-Fi signal. It's really interesting. Never noticed that before. Anyway, all right. So there are 2 down. Totally true about, you know, the timing of things. We're in early September, so Halloween is white hot, as it is all year round. Truth be told, Halloween probably number 2 to Christmas, obviously all year round. But as we actually get close to Halloween, you know, within a month or 2 here, that's you're going to have a lot of people looking for that stuff. So here we go. This is the luxury again of doing this. We can pull up the same selection of 4, which we will do thusly. And nothing happens to that image. We're just cropping it in eBay. You want to go, let me know what you guys want to do. It's up to you. We could be fancy and put a poll up. But I think that's kind of unnecessary. Where are my good and plenties? Not cool. I gave it this big build up, and I'm good and plentiless. Crazy. Maybe my wife stole them. Let me know what you guys would like to know. We had some calls for the Swift's Ham, which is a nice looking ad too. We could go for the Rubens shirt because it's a rare brand. At least in my world, it's rare. I don't know. And then this crazy shortening product called Codaline. Shortens your food and lengthens your life. Ooh, interesting. I'm all for that. Let me know, guys, which one you want to do next. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make an executive decision. Try one of the trickier ones, says Kim. All right, let's go with this Codaline. I'm intrigued. So what we're going to do, again, for those playing at home, we're just going to trim it in eBay. crop it. And it's amazing. You see how nice, you'll see this a lot in these older ads, all the way up to the 20s, actually. They have a perfect border around them, which makes it, incredibly easy to do stuff like this. Just hit save and bam, you have this really nice looking cropped image, which actually, let's touch that up a little. Kind of use the border. Look at how perfectly straight it is too. Love these scanners, everybody. Cameron, are you going to your eye appointment? I haven't heard from Cameron in a while. We might be going live for a live segment with Cameron if he wants to on a pickup, a Craigslist pickup. This way he has all of us watching him, and he could talk about his trip. And all right, pretty cool. There it is, Codaline. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but we'll take a look. It says shortens your food, lengthens your life. The wise housewife specifies Codaline every time in place of lard. It's actually not lard. It looks like doing it wrong. It's a replacement for lard, which is a good thing. Use 1/3 less. Codaline being richer than either lard or cooking butter, 1/3 less is required. I definitely, if anybody wants to go out there, I know most of the group usually does this for me, which is great. Go out and look this company up. Let's see what the heck this stuff is made out of. It's not lard and it's not butter. God only knows what's going on, but, it says it's healthy, quote unquote. And it says nature's gift from the sunny south. Definitely a cool item, though. Pure vegetable, says Kim. Where can we get this stuff? That's a big old tub of fake lard, too. Look at the size of that. I mean, I understand this is just a drawing, but... Hey, Rootin', what's going on? Say hi to everybody coming in. Pure vegetable. Very good. Thank you. Shortening made of beef suet and condensed cottonseed oil. F shortening? What is F shortening? Seems that eBay has forced upon me the new listing tool. Oh, no way. You see me, every Friday going through these listings, and I just keep Xing this stuff out with the hopes that they're not going to. I heard somebody mention something that if you use it once, like you're saying you got forced into this somehow, Root, and I hope you didn't, but if you use it like maybe if you're doing an end and sell similar thing and you go in and it says, one of your 200 can't be done at this time and you select it, I think it opens up the new tool. And maybe that's what happens, and then you're stuck with it. I can't, I really hope that doesn't happen. But welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Yup, it's shortening, CJ, yeah. Hey, Lori. Maybe she's a tiny woman. I don't know. Again, this is an artist's depiction of the activity, obviously. It's just a drawing, but I don't know if the thing is that huge. No F. Okay, it was just an accidental hit of the keyboard. You're the one guy that likes, oh, really? You like the new tool? I guess like anything else, doing it wrong. Like, initially we get so used to using what we're using. Most people are creatures of habit, especially when it comes to stuff like this that you do, at least I do every day. And I'm sort of resistant. There are changes that are good, of course, at times. But I don't know. I don't like the feel of that new one. It bugs me. But I'm sure it'll be a matter of time until I have to use it. There we go. Exactly. That's a great word. The flow. Exactly. The workflow. I'm so accustomed to my current workflow. That's really the only reason I'm resistant to it. I'm used to using it now for doing, multiple edits at the same time. It kind of gives you that new screen now to do that. And I'm used to that, but the actual regular listing thing, I'm not. All right, so it is beef suet and cottonseed oil. From 1868 to the early 19th. Well, here we go. 1904 would be the early 20th century. Thank you, Jeff. Figure it's better early to adopt. I think that's a very good point, too. Just go in the deep end and go for it because it's coming anyway, whether you want it to or not. It's a reference to shortening of life. Lose years without product. Yeah, I know. Do it wrong. It takes a hot minute. Yeah, the flow, exactly. Hey, Barbara. You were here earlier on. You're just listening. Their ad lies. Beef suet beef suet. How do you pronounce that? Suet, right? Is in vegetable. Not that I know of. I don't grow beef suet in my garden. Yeah, it's just. I've seen it. The interface itself, it's just different. It's more linear. Is that a good way to describe it, Rutan? That's just kind of. It's again. I think it's more designed for phone people. It looks like something you would just scroll down one consecutive line. The rounded, instead of having a nice square box, of the rounded. I don't know. I don't dare go into it because I'll get stuck live on the air and you'll see me throw something. I know it's going to happen one show. We're going to be in the middle of doing a listing and it's going to happen where I have to use the new one. It's inevitable. Like Lori said, maybe you should just go in and do it, but I'm going to kick and scream. Beef suet is a polite way to say beef fat. Yeah, exactly. All right. So with all this said, now that we know what this is, it's basically lard, but just repackaged with a little bit of cottonseed oil, which I guess is why it's from the land of the South, right? Nature's gift from the sunny South. Beef fat and cottonseed oil. Yum, yum, yum. All right, Cottolene. Cottolene. We will put, did I spell that right? Yes. Shortening, I think we will put. Let's see what glorious category this pulls up. What a great, I just want to pull this up. I don't know if it's true, but I'm sure everybody here is familiar with this term quack medicine, right? This doesn't really qualify as quack medicine other than their little silly assumption that it adds years to your life. You know, that's the quack part, obviously. Shortens your food, lengthens your life. It certainly does not lengthen your life in any way, shape, or form. So to that end, it's kind of quack, but it's such a cool when you get, and I'm sure in this magazine, especially when we get to the back of it, which I'll show you guys, and you get those really tiny ads. It's hysterical, some of the stuff that comes up in those. Of course, nothing will be here, but like, I'm just going to pull a page out just to say. You know, when you get something like this, try to get it in front of the camera. You know, when you have all these really tiny ads like X-ray stove polish, whatever the heck that is. Baby wardrobe. This might not be a good example, but this is where you'll usually find some really wacky quack medicine type stuff. You'll see like a guy with some weird device on his head and it'll say, you know, guaranteed to cure baldness or something. That's where you'll find that stuff. So these magazines yield, you know, that's what you see how tiny those things are. I could probably get 100 ads out of this magazine without much of a problem. All right, back to the show. So anyway, I'm not going to put quack medicine in this instance, but just want to show everybody who might not have seen that. And it says pre-1930. It's a really cool, really cool category to put your stuff in if it applies. I don't have that many, but when I do, I always smile because I think it's hysterical. The one bit that sucked me into the auto white space feature. That doesn't matter much to a paper guy, though. See, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to, like I said, I don't want to pull it up. The good thing about quack medicine is you don't have to pay right away. You just put it on your bill. Ba-ba-ba-bum. That's hysterical. Yep. All right. Well, again, I've determined, because I'm doing the listing, that it's not quack medicine. It's not really baking donuts either, is it? I hate to put it in the black hole of generic advertising for a whole decade. Let's see if we could do a little searching. I'm going to put vegetable, even though we know it's not. See what comes up. Shortening, add. It keeps pointing me to this baking. Where would you guys put this? Maybe other bakery and baking ads? It's really not. Other food and beverage is kind of cool. Advertising baking. Hey, how you doing, Pudding? Yeah, that's on here. Bakery and baking, it says other bakery. So it's not, I don't want cakes and donuts. All right, I'll put it in other bakery and baking ads. That's fine with me. Even though I think she's probably, I don't know, what does one use a big old tub of lard for in this case? She's not really, they're not showing any kind of food. But like you could fry chicken in it. You know what I mean? You could fry French fries in it. You could also make donuts and baking products as well. So, but the wise house, according to this ad, the wise housewife specifies codaline every time in place a lot too, because after all, it does lengthen your life. All right, shortening. Let us fill this stuff out. Original brand is COTTOLENE. Print it, because that's what we do here. It is from the year of our Lord, 1904. Who was president in 1904? I know. Do you? Modified item? No. United States. Theme. We'll go with bakery and bakering, I guess, reluctantly. We're not going to put $50 on this guy. Let's go back down to earth on him. There's no Halloween tie-in. Otherwise, we would. I think somebody say, good idea, Kelly. Let me go back to the chat. Can you see other people where other people put theirs? Oh, if you see Codaline, yeah, if you want to go search for codaline shortening on eBay. We just got a sale for a vintage 1948 slide rule hydraulic table for fire protection engineers. A quick reference guide. Had it up for $29.99. Got an offer for $25. Got it for 50 cents at a state sale. Guess what? Sold. And don't you know it came from a promoted listing? Of course it did. And there's no way for us to know whether it did or not. We just have to believe eBay. But I'll take the $25 all day. So yay for me, a little cha-ching during a show. I always love that. All right, why was I in here? I was in here to check codaline. That's why COTTO. Shortening advertisements. There's one from 1895. Wow. One from 1918. One from 1897. There's actually a few of them. That's cool. To your point, Kelly, the one just says print advertising pre-1900, which applies for this one because it's 1895. So mine would be like pre-1910 or pre-1920. That's too generic. I'd rather have it in something that has a little more oomph to it, like the bakery thing. We've talked about this too. I'm not even convinced that the category matters as much as I might have, at least in advertising stuff like this. Doesn't matter as much as, let's say, making sure that sneakers don't go into a record category. Because I think it's true. People are going to search for what they're searching for, be it in eBay or on Google or whatever browser you use. They might just type in, I want a 1904 codaline shortening ad, and it'll just pull up a bunch of results. So I don't think the category has a huge bearing on stuff like that, as long as it's not completely nonsensical. Like I said, shoes in a record category or something stupid. All right. So I kind of dig this category. I'll take it. Food and beverage, other bakery, because you can use it to or under other. That's all right. Mine's going to be under bakery. There really isn't much to say about the actual photo. Protects herself against inferior shortenings. Nature's gift from the sunny south. I kind of like that as a little tagline. I guess because of the cotton seed oil, right? Was that what we determined? Made only by the NK Fairbank Company. That's kind of interesting. Oh, cool. Very cool. Thank you, Kelly, for checking that. How about that? Should we put shortens your food, lengthens your life? We won't have enough space for that. Cooling, shortening. What do you guys think? I would use one of these, either Nature's Gift from the Sunny South or shortens your food, lengthens your life. But again, I don't think I'll have enough characters. NK Fairbank. Yeah, you like that doing it wrong? NK Fairbank. Anybody familiar with that company? Let's just put it in to see how it fills out the. I like Sunny South too, Kim. Fairbank. Because if this is like a generic brand that nobody really heard of, and it might not warrant being put in the title. But if it's a pretty big company, or if it, we've come across this often with a few people have pointed out, like, let's say, I don't know if this is true. Let's say NK Fairbank became Wesson down the line or something like that, which does happen with some of these older ads. You'll have, older company names and a bigger company came and swallowed them up in 1925, let's say. So that would be kind of cool if you could get an ad of a company that existed prior to, a more popular name. But again, I have no idea if that's the case for NK Fairbank. I don't know. NK Fairbank made fairy soap. Okay, cool. What I always try to keep in mind, I guess everybody does, regardless of what they're listing, anything, advertising, shoes, whatever, is keywords are precious. You want to put words that you think the average Joe sitting at his computer is going to type in when they want to buy something. So my first thing when I read this is I'm thinking to myself, is anybody going to put NK Fairbank company? I don't know. Then again, is anybody going to put in Nature's Gift from the Sunny South? I don't know. Look at Jeff. Hold on. We have the whole history of Mr. Fairbank. So he had just died. This is 1904. Was a Chicago industrialist whose company, the NK Fairbank, manufactures soap as well as animal, as well as lard. Or what do we say? Suet? Cow suet? Cool. Thank you, Jeff. All right. I don't know. I don't know if I'm digging the NK Fairbank thing. I don't know if it warrants it. What do you guys think? Or would you rather put one of these cool little lines, either Nature's Gift from the South or Shortens Your Food, Lengthens Your Life? There's no way that I'm going to fit that, though. Although I'd love to have it in there. I could just put Lengthens Your Life, which, again, borders on the quack medicine thing, to me, anyway. Isn't this fun? Getting into minutia like this on these ads. It makes fun. Hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully we all learn something from it. Cooking kitchen, says Kim. Cooking is good. But does everybody agree with putting in this company of NK Fairbank, or do you think it's kind of unnecessary? A wise housewife, I kind of like that too. I'm going to put that in. I'm just going to put wise housewife. And as Kim said, putting cooking. I'm also going to put cooking. I'm going to put oil, even though it really isn't oil. Exactly doing it wrong. So I'm saying, is anybody going to go in and, search that term? Probably not. Whereas they might put in housewife, they might put in cooking oil. Baking, yes. Even though we're in a baking category. There you go. That's good. Let's not overthink this too much. I think the uniqueness of the product and the age of it are kind of cool. And we'll probably, give it a shot to sell. So let's list this one. What is that, 3 already? We're flying. And again, thank you all for showing up tonight. I'm really happy to have you. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm excited for another show. We had a week and a half off, which is the longest break I've had in months with my Beatle band. But back to Washington tomorrow. Should be a really cool show. Really big show. All right. So we got Codaline and we got cream of wheat. I'm just going to pull up the next one. We're gonna do Swift's premium, whatever, ham bacon. Nice looking ad too. And honestly, I didn't go into detail. I just pulled the sheets out of the magazine with love and care, but I didn't read the individual things. I just saw, Swift's, cream of wheat. So it's kind of fun. We'll do this together and see exactly what how they're choosing to advertise these products. It's actually funny if you look at this. It's sort of atypical. It's almost all imagery. There's very little wording. It just says Swift's premium hams and bacon. Silverleaf lard. Here comes lard again. And then it says worth hunting for, and that's it. But we have the Swift's Little Cook. That's what's written on her little chef's hat there. If you can't see it, hopefully you can. Can everybody see that? So she must be some sort of mascot thing for Swift's. I like this one. Again, I think it looks like it's an outdoor camping scenario. I can't quite make out what's on that little bucket down there. I think it's just a Swift's, actually. Alrighty, Swift's Premium. As you've noticed, lots of food advertising tonight. Check out the category. Food is fine. Black and white. Original. And is Swift's. 1804. US of A, not modified. Theme would be food. Yes, it would. Jody, you're still with us. Thank you. It's funny. I think I've had several people tell me during the course of the show, because you wind up, obviously, if you're hosting a show, you're going to do a lot of talking, right? And a few people have I think they're gone or something. They'll chime in suddenly like an hour and a half in, a la Jody right now, and just say, Q Child. So thank you for listening. Even if you're not participating in the chat, I know you're hanging out. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Q Child, but she's called the Swift's Little Cook, Jody. Not sure if you could read that. It is probably very small, but it says on her hat, Swift's Little Cook. Oh, absolutely. Definitely understand, Jody. I'm not just singling you out. A lot of people do that. It's hysterical. I think, I don't hear from somebody for a period of time and I assume they left. There's no way. It doesn't say, Marketplace Boutique has left the chat. All of a sudden they chime in. It's like, oh, hey, you're still there. Lori Gonzalez, notorious for that. Less is more. You chime in when needed, right? When warranted. Still looking for those good and plenty because I'm dying. Of course, like anything, right? When you can't have it, you're suddenly dying for it. Doing it wrong has the whole thing filled out. Bam. Yeah, there's Brian. What's going on, Brian? Yeah, but you chime in. I'm glad you're there watching and enjoying. Please, anybody, feel free, especially on listing shows, to contribute to like if I say to the crowd, what do you like? What do you see in this ad? Feel free to just chime in and say Little Cook or Chef Hat or whatever. That helps. But again, thank you for watching, Brian. All right, this is definitely she must be somebody famous at the time. Swift's Little Cook. I'm just going to put Little Cook because we have Swift's in there already. I'm going to put camping, fire, I can't really make out. Does everybody see is that a fishing pole? I can't make out what's on the left side. You see the two bags of hanging meat, and then right to the left of that, it almost looks like a fishing pole or something. I'm not sure what that is. Swift and Company, worth hunting for. I might just put that. I love to, when all else fails, it's a great idea to just kind of put in whatever they put in the ad is their little, good to the last drop or whatever. If you're kind of at a loss as far as imagery or things that you could point out, it's a good idea to just kind of throw in. They give it to you. And in this case, it is whatever I just said. What was it? It is worth hunting for, which I don't think we're going to have enough. I'll just put cook fire, worth hunting. Of course, I'm short. That's all right. I like the image, though. I think it's a cool little image. Swift's little cook. And who knows? Maybe there's people that collect, just like the Green Giant. You know, for those who might not know, there's a lot of people that collect Green Giant stuff. Mr. Peanut, of course. You know, iconic mascots like this. I don't know if this little girl qualifies as an iconic mascot. However, in 1904, maybe she was. Maybe she was, you know, very popular. Dawn Wright has joined the planet again. She is back in consciousness. Great to have you, Dawn. You're here just in time. Always on time. Girl says, and she screams, says Kim, how do we not have the word girl in there? Little cook. No, because I was going to say girl worth hunting. Not cool. Little cook. I'm going to go back with fire. All right. Bam, bam, bam. List. How you doing, Dawn? Hope you're feeling okay. I heard the summons. I just took a while to get here. Pigeon stopped for a pint on the way to me. Somebody please help me with this. This might be a Canadian thing. A pigeon stopped for a pint on the way to you. What does that mean? Miss Wright. I don't get it. I like it. It's a witty sounding comment, but I don't really know what it means. Yes, everybody with the love. A girl worth hunting. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's probably not the best combination of words. Yep, Jody is here. Great to see Jody. Quiet, but yet, as always, a key contributor. Hope the pigeon brought one for you as well. So Kim knows what this means. The pigeon that was carrying the summons. Ah, okay. Gotcha. That's funny. Yeah, uh-oh. I know, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't want to sound stupid when I don't get it. I want somebody to help me. Could be a Canadian thing. She's drinking coffee before getting on. All right. Well, anyway, great to have you, Dawn. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. We're doing a crazy magazine, Dawn, 1904. And later on, you got to rewind the beginning of the show. Because I don't know if I said your name, but I know you're one of the people that struggle with the whole concept of destroying, quote unquote, you know, old books, magazines, whatever. And at the beginning of the show, I kind of opened up with this whole thing. I want to show you because you're just joining. This is the magazine we are working with this evening, which up until about 4:30, 5 o'clock was still intact, completely intact. But let me pull this up again. Here we go. Look at this, Dawn. Ladies' Home Journal from 1904. Isn't that cool? So all the ads tonight are from this magazine, and there was only one full-page ad in this whole thing, and it's huge. It's a 16-inch long ad, which is very big, by 11 wide. So big old, look at this thing. And there's my head for reference. It's a big ad. And what we did is I wound up cutting up a series of these kind. The reason I'm showing Dawn this because I know Dawn dabbles in the print ad thing, and I want to give her this little tidbit too. If you see something like this, Dawn or anybody else that's interested, I know, and for those of you who already heard me say this, you can close your ears. But what I did for efficiency is I took this one sheet, Dawn et al., right? And I did one scan because it's 4 evenly distributed 8x5. We figured out ads. And there's like 10 sheets that are just like this in the specific magazine, which is really cool. So I do the one scan, I pull in the scan into the listing, and then I just crop, you know, the size of each ad, and it comes out really well. It looks like it's a full-blown thing. So anyway, it just helps with, you know, speeding things up. And then when the ad sells, I'll go ahead and I'll cut it out at that point. But it made tonight's prep work really easy. I had like 5 pages and 20 ads in like seconds. So that was pretty cool. CJ got it right. Well, CJ, you're a lot more witty than me. A nice old one. Yeah, really nice one. I dig it. All right. We are up to like the 5th, I think. Something like that. I don't know, for those counting at home. But yeah, check it out, Dawn. So we had the little chef, right? Oh, let me pull up the screen again. Sorry. Boom. Okay. We'll show you the magic trick. And there it is again. So there's the full page. And we're down to 1. We did Swifts, we did Codaline, and we did Cream of Wheat. And now we're going to do this Rubens infant shirts, which again has a 4-year-old girl on it. I don't really get that, but maybe when we blow this ad up and take a look. Let's check it out. So there you go. And now you have a beautiful full page ad, for the purposes of eBay anyway. And then when you open it, it still comes up really nice. It just saves a lot of time instead of cutting them up first and scanning each one individually. It was, 25% less scanning for me tonight, which I love. All right, Rubens, Rubens, infant shirt. I'm just going to try to get a category first. I don't even know if they have clothes clothing and shoes 1920 to 1949. No. Here's another quack medicine. Always prompts you for quack medicine. But let's go. I'm going to search. I'm going to put advertising, clothing. Let's see if we could get it to do 1900 to 19 whatever. Advertising, clothing, 1904. Here we go. Collectibles, advertising, clothing, shoes, and accessories, clothing, pre-1920. That's the winner. Winner. Search and ye shall find. Bam. And for once we're out of the food, we're going to go to clothing in my store. Is that Sarah Burns I just saw flash across my screen? Essentially, the new listing tool has no specifics on PC version, and we have to list and wait for annoying message says need item specifics. I let eBay know what is lacking. Well, first of all, welcome, Sarah. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much, as always, for joining. And you gave them feedback. I'm sure they'll act right on that, too. They're already working on it for you, Sarah. He says facetiously. Yeah, I shake at the idea of having to do it. I know it's going to come eventually. I like the way I've been doing it for a couple. I mean, this was pretty new. Isn't this only a couple of years? This new one or old one now? I just got used to this one. For God's sake, let's keep it the same. Did they change the new tool again because it had item specifics? Oh no, really? Maybe they got feedback saying, "Why do we have to put?" Who knows? Stop tinkering with stuff, eBay. Just leave it. All right, so let's do the basics here. We have a category that applies. We have the title, the product name, excuse me. It is, oh, look at that. Print ad comes up. If you do it long enough, I guess it pops up. Original, black and white. I wish that would come up as an option, but alas, we have to keep typing it. Brand is, what is it called? Rubens. 1904. 1904. Modified, no. United States. Theme is clothing. Perfect. Time manufactured. Look at this. Pre-1920. Bam. All right. We are locked and loaded. Yes, Dawn. They took away the old version from us, and now we are forced to use the new one. No opt-out option anymore. Yeah, that's what your hubby was just saying moments ago. That you guys were forced into it. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm joking about it because I don't have high hopes, but I hope they do. If they're going to request feedback from people, it would be nice if they acted on it, right? I just hope. I hope I don't have to get sucked in. Is everybody? You know what? For you guys that are listening out there, we got 20-something people watching. Is everybody using this new listing tool? Or are you still using the one I use? Like, what's the ratio here? Let's get all fancy schmancy. Excuse me as I type something really fast. I put a poll up. This way you guys don't have to say one by one. Go ahead and put in your answer there. You have the old one, but you don't currently use it. Okay. And are you one of the people that list on your phones, Kelly, or do you list on a computer, or a little bit of both? Because everything I'm doing from a listing perspective is always on a computer. New one for doing it wrong. I'm sure I'll have to use a new one again soon. Yeah, I know. It's saying it's inevitable. You were using it for a while, then you switch back to classic, going back and forth. Yeah, but what a few people said earlier is I don't know if it's true of everybody, but apparently now if you want to dabble in the new one, you're kind of stuck. Oh, that's right. He uses 6-bit. That's why. That's right. I remember you showed me a screenshot. Groovy. But if you were to use good old-fashioned eBay proprietary listing functionality, it would be the old one still, right, Kelly? New one they made you. Marketplace is stuck too. Wow, we are split at 50-50 right now. Interesting. I'll keep that up for the duration of the show. We'll see what we wind up with at the end. Because I remember a couple of months ago, I'm doing these shows, these listing shows, and I had a few people say, quasi-sarcastically, you're still using the old listing tool? And I was like, what? I didn't even, I saw the little pop-up that there's a new one coming, but I didn't even know you could use it yet. But apparently, right now it's 50-50 with new versus old. It would be nice if you could customize it a bit, like you can with your Sell Hub. Yes, that would absolutely. Well, again, I haven't seen it, but just in general, I like the ability to customize things. You still have the old one. Cool. I'm sure they still force you. Yeah, exactly. Just deal with it because eBay doesn't listen to our feedback. See, Sarah, isn't that discouraging to hear Kelly say that? I'm sure, Sarah probably typed out a whole thesis here about what she likes and doesn't like and enhancements. And they solicit that. They want feedback. But what good is it if no action is taken? All right. Well, let's again, not really a whole lot going on here. It's a picture of kids in shirts, right? Front view. Notice the very interesting. You tell me the words. No buttons, I guess. It says no buttons, no trouble. It's just like a wraparound shirt. Look at that thing. Kind of wild. A word to mothers. The rubless shirt is a vestibule life preserver. No child should be without it. Hold on. What? I might have misread vestibule. Beware of imitations. The genuine shirt of the signature stamped on every. No buttons, no trouble. Looks like a straitjacket, truth be told, doesn't it? And the girl looks like she's not very happy about this whatever the heck that is, being put on her. Yeah, this is a wacky looking product, if you ask me. Kim says she closed the store a year ago and getting ready to reopen. It only gives me the new listing. Yeah, I would imagine. Sure, if you're going in new now. 500 characters on feedback. You worked in IT, so you know a few things about data. Beautiful, beautiful. You threw some keywords, quote unquote. You threw some good, powerful words in there. I hope. eBay wants feedback so they can say they asked for feedback. Yeah, that's probably true. Words of mothers written by Vanilla Ice. Straight jacket. Yeah, exactly. That borders on quackery to me. Straight jacket. Yeah, exactly. And I got to pull this. This needs to be investigated. Hold on. We're going to do the old pull up the large one, trick in a second so we could read this because I couldn't. It was too small to read. Actually, it's right in front of my face. What am I doing? Hold on. The actual ad itself is right here. No need for shenanigans on the computer. All right. Real ad. It's so small, my goodness. Oh, okay. The Reuben shirt is a veritable life preserver. No child should be without it. It affords full protection to lungs and abdomen, thus preventing colds and coughs. You know what? I might go quack medicine. on this one. It's saying it prevents colds and coughs. A tight shirt. Read that, everybody. See what it says, a word to mothers? Are we going quack medicine on this one? If we do, the price just went up. I'm sorry about the thing moving. I have a fan on and it's blowing the paper. Yeah, we're going quack medicine. The little used quack medicine. So hold the phone on this one. Let's go back to the beginning. Prevents colds. Get out of here. All right. Forget everything I just said. We're going quack medicine. And sure enough, it pops up. So even eBay realized we're doing quack medicine. Yep. Maker Rubens. Wow, look at how that's it. There's the specifics is the maker and the time period. Isn't that wild? Pre-1930, absolutely. Price went up on this one. We'll go $29.99. What a bargain. And now we can have some fun with the wording. Like, the thing is it repetitive to put the term quack medicine in the? Not repetitive. Is it redundant to put quack medicine in the title as well? What do you guys think? Quack medicine prevents colds. I should put straitjacket, like Lori said. That would be hysterical. I mean, again, that does not look like a happy infant who was probably in kindergarten already with her arms tied behind her back. I mean, that's just crazy. What were they thinking? Exactly, doing it wrong. Yeah, I know. They're pointing out, I guess, the fact that it doesn't have buttons. You get that nice solid wrap. Look at her. I mean, she's snug as a bug in a rug. No colds for her. It has nothing to do with germs or breathing. It's all about your abdomen being covered. So, yeah, this qualifies. I'm glad we got to pull one of these out. I knew it looked wacky, but I didn't know it was quacky. Quacky and wacky. Oh, man, this is hysterical. Use the word quackery. I like that. Quackery. Is it E-R-Y? Quackery. Prevents colds. What was the other one? Thank you for that. Got junk in your trunk. Cool. We're going to do it. We have already made the necessary adjustments. Thanks to both of you. Doing it wrong. Making me feel even more confident. Not that I ever doubted got junk in our trunk for any period of time whatsoever. But again, welcome to the show. Brand new. Both of you are brand new. Making your presence known. Front view. What other words can we reference maybe to allude to the fact that it's quackery? Like, is there anything else you see other than a petrified looking little girl? Beware of imitations. Might do that. Nope, can't fit it. Shoot. Prevents colds. What else did it say? We got us a quackery ad, baby. After talking about it. The Reuben shirt has gladdened the hearts of thousands of mothers. We want it acceptable to the world. Maybe I'll put no buttons. I'm going to put no buttons. provided that fits. I think it should. Bam. Buttonless. Yeah. No, this is his first appearance here, Dawn. New subscriber to the channel. I saw his name come across, I think it was yesterday or last night, as a new subscriber. I recognize him from Don's show. I think he's on Don's show. But first time here with Jiminy Flip It. And it's a pleasure to have you. As Don would say, tell a friend. Or tell your friends. Rhonda. Your name is Rhonda? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, it's just sometimes when just a word pops up, I'm like, all right, we're going to let this one go. I'm digging that one. Loving the quack medicine. I can't believe we just talked about it. You're a retired estate liquidator. Oh, very cool. So help me, Rhonda. I thought that Rutan would have jumped on that one. But thanks. Welcome, Rhonda. Thank you very much for coming in. You could add lots of value to this program, that's for sure. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Yeah, I keep saying just. It's starting to get a little more age, but I started the channel in January, and I started doing shows in February this year. So, trucking away. You know, I have video series on print ads. I do these live listing shows. We have a regular chat show on Monday. I don't even know how I got into the chat show thing, but I really enjoy it. It was a one-off, at least I thought initially. And then we got a nice little group together, and it was just a fun place to hang out and talk about, 90% of the time anyway, we talk about eBay and reselling in general. And then this was kind of really just like I wanted to list one night. I'm like, hey, let me see if anybody shows up. We've had a lot of fun and seriously learned a lot. And somebody like Rhonda, who was a retired estate liquidator, could probably add a lot of value. So pleasure to have you. All right. Yeah, this thing just something weird about that ad. Let's get rid of it. Good riddance. All righty. Actually, Rhonda, question for you. Do you see, you do estate sale, liquidator, whatever. What do you guys do with magazines? Are they often perceived as junk? Because the ones that I go to, they almost always consider them to be like kind of meaningless paper junk that they throw in a pile haphazardly. All right, I'm going to pull another one of these up that has the 4 on it. The 4 different images. Same exact thing like we just did. We'll take a look at this one together. Yeah, I like quackery. eBay to grape nuts, correct. What else do you need? Oh, very cool. Did I do something to your cheese curds? That's funny. You're eating dinner, Dawn? You just had lunch. I guess it was a while ago now. You retired 2 years ago to full-time resell. Oh, awesome. Other companies will ditch paper of all kinds. Yep. Because you're smart. Yep. Keep them. You get them for nothing. They give them away. Literally give them away at certain places. Like you make an offer on one thing and the classic line, how much would you take for the whole thing? Give me $20. And you walk away with, a fortune. Yeah, there's some work involved, but it's well worth it. It's kind of the gist of this whole program is to show that value. Again, congratulations and thank you very much for coming on. I agree wholeheartedly. Preaching to the choir here. And I think just about everybody that watches this show agrees wholeheartedly with you. You know how we talked earlier about people that I think are gone, but they want to resurfacing. You know who I haven't heard from since the beginning of the show? Where's Tracy? Where is Tracy? Calling Tracy. Tracy loves paper too. All right, everybody, let's check out the new one. We have 4 more to take a look at. And there they are. Actually, this one has more than 4 because I didn't realize at the bottom left, you can see there's some really tiny. Lori sold some ephemera. Congratulations. What'd you sell? Just now or just recently? You're saying recently. And according to the poll, the unofficial count, we're looking at 62% of those polled are saying that, yes, they're using the new listing tool. A mere 38% of which I am one, are still using the old tool. So thank you, everybody, for voting on that one. So yeah, it looks like most people, 2/3 or so. There's your final numbers. I guess you could see that. Can you guys see that where it says poll complete? What'd you sell, Lori? Congratulations. Exactly, doing it wrong. Yeah, the last day. I mean, we're big first day people, but you're right. If you go on the Sunday, usually, yep, it's on the floor. You got to just watch. It hasn't been stomped upon over the weekend. You sold some, dropped off a post office, some star review cards. Very good. Congratulations.
Mrs. Flippett is back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
That's a better show for it.
Oh, you always have great things to say.
You just sold a lot of 6 greeting cards for $10. Hey, beautiful. Congratulations. Hey, Popeye, welcome. Can you get the Cliff Notes? We're listing this guy. Listing very old advertisements from, let's see if we do this. From a magazine, wouldn't you know it? From 1904, which I think is the oldest one we've ever done on a listing show. It's huge. It's 16 inches long by about 11 and a half, we'll say, wide. It's got a lot of really cool ads. We just did a quack medicine ad. And we just pulled up, I think we've done like 4 or 5 ads. I think 5 so far. So that's really the Cliff Notes version. We are now progressing to the second selection of 4, which I'll bring up. And we're going to take a little poll. Yeah. Popeye, I know you're not listing on eBay, but when you did list on eBay, do you use this new tool or are you still using the classic one or whatever you want to call it? We just had a poll up there and it looks like 68% are using the new tool. So, or was it 62% were using the new tool? 38%, of which I'm included, are still using the old one. Just curious, what are you using? Cameron is buying a collection of crest. Yeah, I know. And oh yeah, that was the big. Yeah, Kelly's. Yeah, that was part 2. Part 2 is if I think Cameron. What do you say? He's going for an eye appointment. He's out west, so it's early, and he said if he gets back in time, he's going to do some cool pickup for Craigslist, like Kelly just said. And I offered him if he wants, he could go live with me. I'll give him a link, and we could kind of watch him pick up a cool collection. I think that'd be fun. Makes for fun TV. You love quack medicine. Speaking of quack, look at the segue. Well done. Yeah, it's a crazy ad too. We still have it up there. I'll show you. Well, this is the ad, which we didn't realize was quack medicine until I started reading. You see that weird looking, quasi terrified looking little girl up here? Pull that out. Well, it said Ruben's infant shirt. And the first thing we all said is, well, that's not an infant. She's like 3 or 4 years old. But down here where it says a word to mothers, it basically said that this is a shirt that fights off colds because it's wrapped tightly around their lungs and abdomen. So once those claims were made, ding, 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 we went right to quack medicine. Had quackery written all over it. So we just listed that one seconds ago. Use 6-bit too. Oh, okay, so does Kelly. Maybe I should learn more about that. I don't even know what it is. I've heard it. What's the advantage of QuickBit? Now, granted, you guys both do postcards 90% of the time. Ha ha ha. When you did a quick listing, you used whatever popped up on the phone app. I know whatever popped up. Okay. Right. So there wasn't a lot. A few people talked about tonight that they were suddenly forced into this new listing tool. That's all. That's why we brought it up, which I haven't thankfully been forced into yet, but I'm sure it's a matter of time. You did. Welcome, Rhonda, by the way, everybody. A former estate, what was the exact term? I'm sorry, estate liquidator who brings a wealth of knowledge to the group. And she's right. She said, start with the Rubens ad. Yeah, I love paper, though. Looks like the girl, yeah, Wednesday. Used it for years. You only started using it a month. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't realize that, Kelly. And the advantage of it is As John said, give me the cliff notes. What's the advantage of it? Why should we all use QuickBit? Or should you only use it if you're doing postcards? Would it help with these listings? With print ads, things that you list in mass. Would it help me? Used to use Turbolist. Yeah, I've heard of Turbolist too. I've just never used any of these third-party things. You learn a lot here yourself. No one can know. No, exactly. Absolutely. Everybody contributes in their own way. Unique abilities and talents are brought forth every week. So again, really, seriously, wonderful to have you. May have done a video. Oh, really? Okay, I'll check it out. But like I said, summarize. Anybody, what's the advantage of it? You could do more listings faster. Like, what is it? Just a template thing? Seeing what I'm doing right now, would it help me? Help me round. Couldn't resist again. All right. Well, anyway, but let's take a look at this really quick and let me know what you guys. Actually, we're gonna defer to Rhonda. Rhonda, I know Ralston. Funny thing is, you think of Ralston as Ralston Purina with the checkerboard. You see the guy there? Makers of dog food, but it looks like at this point they are doing human food. So you got that. You got boys. You can win this football outfit for free down there on the left. You got Horlicks malted milk, and you got Art Loom tapestries. Where would you guys go? Everybody take a quick look, and then we'll get back to the chat because I want to hear about this listing tool to see if it makes any sense. Do they have like a free version that allows you X amount of listings a month or something? Talk to me, Rhonda. Where are we going? Ralston? What's first? Horlick, maybe? Because that's a weird brand I've never heard of. Where would you guys go? Oh, is that that's the preferred order, huh? Ralston. All right, we'll go Ralston. That was the first, actually the only brand I'm familiar with of the group. And again, I thought it was unique because you think of Ralston Purina, dog chow, and all that stuff. And it has that same checkerboard effect that's on the guy's apron, which we'll take a look at right now. And there it is. A most economical food. 1 cup makes 6 full saucers. Let's see what it is. Ralston, you have found... I appeal to mothers. You have found in raising your children that plain foods are best. Ralston is a plain whole wheat food, kind of eerily close to what we just listed earlier. It cooks in 5 minutes in boiling water. Nature creates it, so a desire to eat whole wheat foods and health demands it. I have said it before and I'll say it again. Don't fill the stomachs of our little ones with starchy white foods, even though wheat kind of is, or overheating oatmeal, which is far more nutritious. Give them Ralston and note the difference. So there you go, folks. It's basically cream of wheat. It's just Purina. Oh, and it does say Purina down there. Look at that. Purina whole wheat flour. So Purina dog chow started off making flour. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Doing it wrong. Yeah, I just saw that. All right, let me go back to the chat because I'm constantly looking sideways at YouTube to try to read the chat as I'm doing the photo. You didn't use it for dental books, so you don't think there's any good reason for me to use it for the ads, I would guess, huh? Ralston, yep. Breakfast food. Yes, you think it's $25 a month, unlimited listings. You could try 30-day free trial, groovy. Like cream of wheat, exactly. Everybody's echoing what I said. You think there were too many changes in the listings and using 6-bit for them didn't make sense. Okay. So it's for continuity. Like if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and making very little changes, it makes sense, I guess. Windows PC, that's okay. That's what I'm using. Purina flour, yes, 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 yes. Dog food, exactly. So I'm saying you think of Chuck Wagon. Is it Chuck Wagon? But Purina dog chow. Again, with that checkered, that's like their color scheme that the guy has on the apron. I just think it's interesting that they made a cream of wheat product back then. It was taking 3 minutes. That's a great point, Dawn. I don't want to say that, but I mean, I just started doing postcards, but I list them really fast. Of course, once they're scanned in and all. He did a video, part 19 of the guide, which apparently that it's not that I didn't watch it. I might not recall it at this juncture. But you know what Dawn's going to do right now for you, John? Dawn is going to place a link to that exact video so that we could all check it out and marvel at its greatness. Please, Dawn, if you would, go to Popeye's channel. They did flowers also. Yeah, it's really cool. So let's start building up this guy here, Ralston. What's funny is they just call it Ralston, like they're not saying Ralston cream of wheat or Ralston cereal. So I'm going to put cereal. See what comes up, because I do know we have a cereal selection, cereal category, I should say. Other cereal advertisements. Beautiful. Thinking at that time it was Purina Mills. Okay. Go back to food for my store category. Wow, I don't know why this. See, this is what I'm afraid of. When weird thing like this happens, look what happened. My description got grayed out and my condition did not carry over. What exactly is going on? I'm afraid of stuff like that because then all of a sudden it's going to go and be the new listing tool. Watch live on TV. All right, black and white. Ralston. What if we should put Ralston Purina? Yeah, we're going to put Ralston Purina because Purina is on his thing. Print ad. And modern day people would search for that. There's also a consideration. There you go. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. I'm sure John does get his 45 cents extra on top of the 350 he's already made today. I mean, that's a lot of money. No, I say this like a wise guy here, but I'm still at 800 subscribers. So for love of God, people, help me out. If you know anybody that might be interested in this content and enjoys hanging out like this and doing fun shows and learning something new, please ask them to come on over and check out our channel. I love the group we have. I welcome these new people that have come in tonight. Got junk in our trunk and doing it wrong. That was refreshing. Okay. So we got cereal. Beautiful. So essentially we have a what looks like an older guy pouring out this Purina Ralston cream of wheat type product into eager young hands as they all hang out. And it says 1 cup makes 6 full saucers. Oh yeah, the beginning. You know, I was joking about that, John, because I really did watch. I not only did I watch it, I saved all of them. Like physically saved them on my computer, so downloaded on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube downloading software out there you can get from a myriad of sources to, do whatever you want. And I wound up downloading the whole thing because I really thought it was fantastic and greatly appreciated that you took the time to do that for people. Look them up as I list them too. No point researching beforehand. Yes, that's a great point. I did that too. I do it kind of as I'm doing them as well, instead of just like taking. I don't know what it's. Choose your poison. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I could take a stack of 20 cards or something and look them all up, but then you know what? I'd have to write down all that stuff and then list it. That's kind of silly. 71 cents a day. Beautiful. Is that before taxes? Try to remember to give you a shout out on my next video. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Rhonda. Can you read what it says on the box? Yeah, well, let's see. Well, I'll try to zoom in a little bit, okay? Neglected to hit the expansion arrow. Had to check. 71 cents. There you go. Go check out Rhonda. He's a high roller, yeah. Play the mini machine, yeah. The Nickelodeon's is beyond his reach, but all right. Good question on the box. It says, actually, again, it's sitting next to me. Why do I have to do this? I could show everybody what it says. What are we doing? Purina? Here's what it says. Old man glasses employed. It says on the box, Ralston breakfast food, plain and simple. That's the most economical food. 1 cup makes 6 full saucers. And yeah, the guy's apron, the chef or whatever that's supposed to be, says Purina whole wheat flour. And the box just simply says Ralston breakfast food. Keeping it simple in 1904. All you got to do is wear those shirts and your kids will never get another cold. You know, life was so much simpler. With that said, let's put breakfast. Let's put children saucers. I think that's a cool word. Not used often, but they refer to this as saucers. Economical food, maybe? Look at that. And I'll be sure to sub as well, Rhonda. Thank you for putting the link in there. I'm doing right. Everybody go subscribe. I just subscribed. Thank you, Rhonda. She's got all kinds of cool links. Very good, very good. And so did Kim. See? Beautiful thing. Alrighty. Well, this one's done. Let's get rid of the cereal. That was too easy. And there we go. Bam. Yeah, exactly. It's always fun. Especially when somebody comes in with credentials, as Rhonda does. How long did you do the estate thing? The estate sale thing? Many a moon? Oop, did you see what I just did there, folks? I made a mistake. Instead of hitting create similar, I hit create new. No good. So it goes back to the previous ad, but that's okay. That. We get to see the quack medicine ad again. All right, so we did Ralston is up and ready. What's next, everybody? Hey, Dreamy Buys, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the fun. We are listing 1904 magazines tonight. Malted milk, says Kim. Okay, let's go malted milk. Sounds good to me. Know what I wish the eBay proprietary tool here, editing tool, had? Maybe Sarah could throw it in her next 500 character suggestion box item. I wish you could do straightening. You know, in some, at least in mine, the photo editors, you can straighten something. Like, let's say it's a little bit off. See the lines on the left? You could just straighten it. It would be nice if you could do it. You could flip them and stuff, and you could do color correct, not color correction. You could do light. But wouldn't it be nice if you could do straightening? Like right here. This is pretty straight, but let's say I just wanted to tweak it a little bit to the right or a little to the left. That'd be a nice enhancement. It's not going to happen, though. Horlicks malted milk. Has anybody heard of this brand? Does anybody know anything about this brand? Does it still exist? Has it changed names 45 times? Is it now Borden's? Which sometimes, I'm saying it sarcastically, but you never know. There's usually a category that just says dairy, which for some reason is not. So I'm going to go up and look for that. We're going to put dairy advertisements. Oh, it didn't come up. There it is. Advertising and print, dairy. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Welcome to the show. All right. again, we'll just take care of the pesky stuff, and then we'll get to enjoying this picture and checking out what's going on and find some cool keywords. I think most people know this drill at this point. Horlicks. $1904. Modified. United States, not modified. I think we should be good category wise and specifics wise. Okay. I'm going to blow this up again for everybody and take a look to see who's made some comments. Yes, Jim. Oh, yes, I live in Saco. I don't know what Saco is. What is Saco? A brand of cards or something? You owned a cleaning business for 20 years. Help me, Rhonda. There you go. Then customers knew you were organized and wanted to help with downsizing when parents passed. Sure, absolutely. I have several friends, just by virtue of doing this stuff, that do estate sales. And, we joke about this all the time. It's good to know a guy, or in your case, a gal. It's always good to know a guy. And I have 2 or 3 guys that do the estate things. And I always get those calls, those kind of heads up calls. Never anything to give me like an unfair advantage in any way, shape, or form. But these several guys know what I like to look for. And they'll give me a call proactively and say, hey, we're going to have a sale on Saturday morning. It opens at 9 o'clock. We have a lot of records there because I love records. Or we have a lot of, magazines. That's the extent of it. But it really is nice to do that. And sometimes they'll be very candid and say, you probably won't find much here. It's mostly jewelry or something like that. It's really cool to know people and network and schmooze when you go to these estate sales. My wife and I are huge fans of estate sales. It's my primary sourcing place. And now we have Whatnot, which I've picked up some stuff on Whatnot, but, nothing close to what I get at estate sales. I love estate sales. I really enjoy them. You did that at the same time your other company was going. Your estate sales officially about 10 years. Okay. There you go. Beautiful. Knows all the inside tricks, right? You lived at I-95. Used to live in the mills that were converted to apartments on the Saco River. Oh, gotcha. You are in North Mississippi, 4 miles from Memphis. You're walking to Memphis. She looks thrilled. Yeah, I know. What's that face? It's a town in Maine with little houses. Cool. Cool. Thank you. Apparently, we still have Horlicks in Canada. Really? Similar to Ovaltine. Beautiful. Maybe it's a town. I think it's 30,000 people. Okay. I wonder where. Yeah, that's a good. He's probably on Whatnot. Well, Popeye's not doing an auction, though, right? What's today? Friday? Doesn't he usually pick up everything? He was on my Whatnot last night. Maybe he had something. I mean, I know it's, it's hard to believe, but maybe he had something else to do. I know doesn't seem likely, but you never know. 30K. Oh, here we go. We have official numbers on what constitutes a city versus a town. Pretty cool. I knew somebody would come up with the number. That's awesome. All right. Nutritious food, drink for all ages. Let's see if we have any quack medicine-esque stuff going on here. I don't know what is going on at the bottom. There's a nurse obviously administering some sort of medicine to a wounded individual. And at the bottom it says Shakespeare's 7 Ages. Well, again, we're going to have to pull this ad out because I have no idea what's going on. Everybody take a look. Let me know. Fourth, then the soldier seeking reputation at the cannon's mouth. So we're quoting Shakespeare for some reason in an advertisement for malted milk, as one does. On the battlefield, in the tent, in hospitals, and on shipboard, Horlicks malted milk has proved unequaled for tissue building and restoring strength. A delightful recuperative drink for the invalid and aged, the sick, wounded, and convalescent. Pure rich milk from our own sanitary dairies. Featured here, you can see there's Elsie the cow. By simple stirring in water, it makes a delicious beverage. It's also in lunch tablet form. Listen, so really, yeah, it's just malted milk. I don't know why that we have a Shakespearean quote at the bottom, or why we have an image. Well, I guess it's supposed to help you get back to health. So there's an image at the bottom. You see the? I'll point it out with my arrow right there. That's like some soldiers marching, which is definitely 1904. So we're kind of the last war at this point was what, Spanish-American War a few years before, and we're still 10 years plus before World War One. So we are in peacetime here. So those soldiers are just marching. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Going into malted milk balls. One of my favorite things on earth is the Whopper candy, right? Is that what you're talking about, John? I just quickly saw, again, corner of my eye. I see people starting to talk about candy. You had a bad experience and whatnot buying print ads. Oh, no. Why? Not for me. Come to my whatnots. 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights. I just did one last night, even though it was Thursday, because I couldn't do it on Wednesday. But it's usually Wednesday at 6. Hopefully you'll have a better experience. There are 4 shows in the ephemera postcard. He's probably in one of them. She's feeding him the drink. Yes. I love Whoppers. Yeah, we're talking malted milk balls. Phenomenal, phenomenal candy. They melt in your mouth. Used to get them all the time at the movie theater. The flame broiled thing. All right. Well, anyway, this is kind of interesting. I don't get the Shakespearean quote. Something about the military. Then the soldiers seeking reputation at the cannon's mouth. But at its core, this is an advertisement for malted milk. I guess, do we want to put like wounded soldier? I'm going to put wounded soldier. I'm going to put nurse. Cow. Believe it or not, people collect cow stuff. The word cow. Hold on. Sorry, I'm seeing some comments. Kim says milkmaid. Ooh, milkmaid. Cow. There you go. Nurse, soldier. Yep, there you go. Drink is good too. Sure. You purchased ads the 19th of... Oh, didn't you talk about that on a previous show, Dreamy Buys? You still haven't had any resolution, and whatnot did not step in on your behalf and help you out? That's not cool. Not cool at all. Just refused to send, like, nothing. They didn't even bother to ship it. You don't have tracking, nothing. Just flat out didn't ship it. No consequences. That's not cool at all. And seriously, if you're interested in these kind of things, I do a show every Wednesday night at 6 with some print ads. So, and they've been a lot of fun. And in fact, let me just see and whatnot. I forgot if I put up the new show yet. Oh, Popeye wants names. Call this guy out. Always assuming it's a guy. I don't know why, but call this individual out. And there's Lori. See, here she comes. I told you, Lori's always there too. Chimes in every hour on the hour. Maybe you did. Yes, you've been refunded. Okay. Yeah, who is it? Call him out. You thought about this group when you listed one of your stereo views. Oh, yeah? How many did you sell, Lori? You said you sold a couple, right? Cosmic Flower. Oh, okay. Shh. Uh-oh. Persona non grata. Actually, is anybody's whatnot not working? I'm on the, obviously on the website, and it's dead in the water. Nothing. Good thing we don't have a whatnot show tonight. Yeah, that's not cool. And wouldn't answer any, you try to use the messaging feature within whatnot, Jimmy Buys. You have the ability to message people individually now, if they opt in, which I think most people have. Jeff, someone just rang the front door. He answered it. Lady there with a bag said, hi, friend of your cousin, said you can use this, then left. 10 Life magazines. Beautiful. Oh, no, Kelly, you had the same experience? Dead in the water? Ungats, as they say in Italy? You zoomed in looking for keywords and saw a ghost, so I added to the title and raised the price. Beautiful. And did you learn that on this show, Lori? That we always, and that's why we do we look at every little bit, every little signature, every little word, like Shakespeare. How do we not put Shakespeare in this? Just because he's there. I mean, you know what I mean? Got to put Shakespeare in there. Whenever Shakespeare is quoted, of course I spell it wrong. Being the thespian that I am, Shakes, P-E-A-R. Is there an E at the end? Yes, there's an E at the end. Shakespeare. All right. Cool ad. Cool, again, kind of a bizarre combination of things going on. You got the cow, you got the injured soldier, you got the Shakespearean quote, all in an ad. That kind of borders on quack. It's not quack medicine, but it's sort of saying that it's going to help a soldier get back on his feet that's injured with head injuries because he's drinking malted milk. I find that hard to believe, but whatever. Basically, it's a sweetener for right? It's you can put it in coffee and stuff. Alrighty, so that one is good. Let's list this guy. Oh, it's not in clothing though. Let's fit the right thing. This would be beverage. I'm going to throw it in the beverage ad category. List. Yeah, this isn't cool at all, everybody. You learned it here. Thank you, Lori. You've also added knowledge multiple times. So that's what this community is all about. For the collective good, right? Let's send out the big guys to straighten. Yeah, exactly. Get Knuckles Paisan over there. So we got 2 people in my chat who were both screwed by this guy. Is that what we're saying? That's a ridiculously high ratio of people, if you think about it, for some. And plus, really, Kim bringing up a good point. Like, we don't want a black eye in our community on Whatnot anywhere, but definitely not on Whatnot, where John was one of the people that worked really hard to get us sort of noticed more and Whatnot. Ephemera, postcards, all that kind of stuff. Look at Sarah chiming in with her Shakespearean because she looked it up because it says the name of the thing, but that's okay. 7 ages, Shakespeare in the span of a lifetime, starting with infancy to old man. It's quite poetic. Well done, Sarah Burns. Let's see. Do we have any more left in this one? Let me see. Right. We had a couple, right? We did 2 of them, I believe. Yes, we did 2 of them. All right. So next up is whatever this one was. I don't even know if does this deserve to be listed, everybody? Tapestries. What do we think? I'll show it to everybody and let me know if you think this is worth listing or not. We don't have to list every single one of them, It says boring written all over it to me, but you never know. Let's pull this up. Tell me what you guys think. Great point, Dawn. He's on Popeye's blacklist. Exactly. Right, exactly. You don't want, seriously, we're working hard. You worked very hard to get it all together and keeping it going with Ephemerama, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Forgot to mention that. Talked all about it on Tuesday. I forgot tonight. But Ephemerama over on Whatnot, Popeye, Ben, New to You Provisions. Who else was on there from? Melissa's on there, I think. And I forgot the last one. I'm sorry. But anyway, tomorrow, it begins at 6 o'clock. And if you just go in and type the word Ephemerama, Whatnot is, it unfroze. Thank you, Kelly. Check out Ephemerama on, you could just use that search term if you use the telephone thing, the app, and you'll see, I think it's 5 or 6 people, right, John, that are all participating tomorrow night, beginning at 6 and ending, I believe, at 10 with John Popeye. And Ben is kicking it off. So check that out, Ephemerama on Whatnot. I would have loved to be part of it, but I'm going to be in Washington, D.C., playing for the masses tomorrow. Another big concert. Really excited. It's good to know that Whatnot unfroze. Dreamy Boys, did you report? Yeah, I think she said, I'm sorry, I don't know if he or she said, Lori, that they did report it. Whatnot did nothing, or they refunded, but they didn't really. I don't like what's their recourse. You know what I mean? What's as far as like penalizing the buy or something? Like, can you give bad feedback if you didn't get anything? I guess you could. I hope you can. Alleged. All right. Well, I guess that's possible, but still. 5. Oh, 5 auctioneers. Cool. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. On Whatnot. You know what? Just for fun, if anybody wants to, I mean, I don't want to, crucify this guy. Again, might be a girl, but crucify this person. But that might not be a bad call. Check that name out on eBay and see if anybody has a store name. Anyway, anybody want to list an exciting ad about art loom tapestries and oriental couch cover? For some reason, that's not giving me the chills. I'm going to make an executive decision and say, I don't even want to list this one. So let me just get rid of that. And I'm going to save my profile. I think we're done with the listing portion. I do have to get up pretty early tomorrow. I still haven't had dinner. What else can I whine about? But it's true. And my wife already went up to bed because she's exhausted. Poor baby. So let me say hi to everybody. Yeah, absolutely, Kim. I agree. Tapestries, come on. Basically a slip cover for a couch. Not even a Shakespearean quote. But hopefully everybody enjoyed this. We'll do some more definitely next week on the next listing show because there's tons of ads from this one. And thankfully, the fact that we got a quack medicine out of this magazine alone makes it worth its time. At least I think so. As Jody rolls on the floor, enjoy the show. We'll try and make more live listings fun. Thank you very much, Rhonda. Yeah, every Friday is a live listing. Monday we do a chat show. Similar to this, everybody's just kind of chewing the fat, talking, reselling. We have guests on occasion. I had a guest in line. We already talked about Earl Squirrel was going to be on with us a couple weeks ago, but my buddy who often co-hosts the chat shows has been out. He was on vacation, and he had some health things and other things I don't want to really talk about. But anyway, he hasn't been able to make the show in a couple of weeks. So I wanted to wait for him to come back to have Earl Squirrel on as a guest, but we'll see. She might be on. She was scheduled for the end of August, and then she was rescheduled for this coming Monday. But Travis hasn't confirmed yet that he can make it. So I want him to be part of that because he actually met her and a bunch of other resellers out in Colorado. I think it was in July at they all kind of hung out together at one of those bins things. So I want him to be on when she's on as a guest. But we have guests on Mondays sometimes. Sometimes it's just me. Recently it's been just me. And other times it's with Travis. You could always go back on the channel and check out previous shows if you'd like. We have quite a few live shows now. Been doing it since February. But yeah, that's about it. And then Wednesdays I do the Whatnot thing. I'm going to have more actual videos come up. I'm going to make a concerted effort to get a lot more up. I play, because Rhonda, you don't know me, I play in Beatlemania. I'm in a touring Broadway cast of Beatlemania. We play all over the country, and I've been very, very busy all summer with shows. So that's kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on some of the regular videos on YouTube. So I want to, once the shows settle down a little bit, which should be probably in October, I'll get more on, more regular videos up for everybody, which should be a lot of fun. Yeah, everybody wants to see this. High demand. Yeah. No. You click to see reviews. Let you see. Okay, we're checking out. Basic stats. Okay. You gave the seller a chance to respond, contact, or whatnot, and they handled it. And he just completely vanished, huh? Yeah, that's good stuff. So hopefully you can, again, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming in. We're here every Friday with the listing shows. It's a lot of fun. And this is one of the more tame listing shows. As far as what I mean by tame is in recent weeks, we had a whole, you being the estate person here, we probably know World War II era stuff sells really, really well. It's my best selling and my favorite sort of genre within the print ad space is World War II stuff. We just did a couple of shows all on World War II ads, and they're just contrary to this little 1904, sofa ad, these things are colorful and just incredible, and the whole World War II thing, and buy more war bonds and support the boys and all this kind of stuff. They're incredibly cool. So this one was kind of a tame listing show compared to the World War II stuff, but I still think it's interesting. I like to switch it up. So we went all the way back to 1904, which I do think is the oldest magazine we've had so far on the listing shows. But my oldest magazine that I have listed ads from is from 1896. But those are I only have like 2 or 3 of those magazines. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I said, what else can I whine about? I'm hungry. I'm tired. All the basic stuff. But it's true. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm hungry. That's definitely true. Even though I wolfed down an oatmeal cookie that my wife shoved down my throat a few minutes ago. Have a nice show tomorrow in Washington. It's only like a couple hour drive. It's not that bad. And then we'll be back on the chat Monday. We'll see if Travis is able to come back, then we will have a special guest on Monday. If he's not, I'm just going to have to try to reschedule. She gave me 2 dates in September she was available. So if the 12th doesn't work out, which is Monday, then we'll shoot for another date in September. So just look at my post. I always post in advance of the show, if we're going to have a special guest for sure. I know Tracy, 1987 Ventures, who's probably gone now, even though she was on at the beginning of the show. She was a guest on the show twice, once by herself and once with her mom. And that was a lot of fun. But that's been a while, and she wants to come back on too. She's just been so busy building this barn that she hasn't had time to do it. But that thing is wrapping up soon. Maybe we'll do a show, previewing her barn. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. It was a pleasure tonight. A lot of fun. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. If you didn't leave a like, I'd really appreciate it if you just give a like on the video. Like I said, seriously, please tell some friends. I just want to get to this silly 1,000. I'm getting there, but it's taking a long time. And then I won't be crying anymore about more subs. Just want to get to the 1,000. But that's about it. If anybody, this is an open thing for everybody, and most of you know this. If you have any questions about anything or need help with anything, anytime, you could always email me at jiminyflipit@gmail.com. A bunch of you guys have taken me up on that, and we have some cool conversations going back and forth. But that's really it. Have a great weekend. I will see you Monday night, either right here by myself or with Travis, or potentially with Travis and Kristen, Roll Squirrel. So have a great weekend, everybody. Peace and love. Let me go eat some dinner. Starving.